Yeah, there we go. I'm late. I'm behind schedule. Alright, but we're here. We're here. We're live, baby. Good morning, everybody. All you glorious, glorious people. Welcome to, what did I title this? Conservatives are dumb too. Yes, well, that's probably, that could be the title of every video on this channel. We have a wonderful show in store. I think I have a wonderful show in store. I didn't do a lot of planning for this. Sorry, I just went and looked at the front page of PragerU to look at the next video, and the first video here is what is identity socialism? Oh God, and it's from Dinesh D'Souza. It's like one of the more recent videos they did. I don't know if I can do Dinesh D'Souza today. Oh boy. How's the chat look? Okay, fine. Let me see what the next video on the most popular video list is. I've also been editing the PragerU video from last week. I haven't finished it yet. it's I gotta do a patron read and then render. That's it. So that will be up today, tomorrow. Not that we haven't heard that one before, am I right? All right. Okay, so the next ones on the PragerU list are, oh boy, the top 5 issues facing Black Americans. Oh boy. Then the Middle East problem. Oh boy. So, I guess we'll do that one. I don't know if I'll have anything insightful to say about it. Hold on, let me turn the fan on. I don't know if I'll have anything particularly insightful to say about it, but maybe, right? Looking snappy. Thank you. Snappy. All right. What else was there? Hang on now. Someone else said you should do a John Doyle vid, and I guess I probably should. I've never done a John Doyle vid before. Oh God. John Doyle. John Doyle, how porn is destroying you and our country. They're controlling you. Okay. Oh boy. Let's take a look at what he's got. Who asked for John Doyle? I don't remember who it was that asked. Poop? Poop indeed. I don't remember what else he said. Did the person give a suggestion? Dylan Pink, you're the one who suggested it. Yes. These videos are cringe. Okay, Dylan Pink. While you're here, I'm not familiar with John Doyle all that much. Aside from a couple things Vosh did talking about it, I haven't seen anything from John Doyle. When you said, so when you said John Doyle, what exactly were you referring to? Just anything in general? I look here at John Doyle, and the first few things, triggering an entire Trump protest, open carrying a Glock in Whole Foods, taking liberals to shoot guns. This sounds boring. Is there anything in here where he makes arguments? Ooh, why Nazism is leftist. Oh boy. There's probably going to be arguments in that one. Liberal realizes he's wrong on gun control. Trump protesters get emotional when asked simple questions. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much anything. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I think we'll do PragerU first, right? Unless y'all want to see John Doyle. Unless y'all want to see John Doyle first, we'll do PragerU first, and then John Doyle, maybe. And then, if not that, I'll take a glance at John Doyle.
Meanwhile, in Venezuela,
Z_DeApfel donated $5 through Super Chat. Hi there at Celiac Attack. We share a first name and I just wanted to say I love your channel.
Thank you, Z_DeApfel. We share the first name of Celiac? Who would have thought? Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that greatly. Meanwhile, in Venezuela. Most of the video are boring. Okay. Maybe we can do like a maybe we could do like a speed run of John Doyle and just like, all right, let's debunk him really fast. First video, boom, this is stupid. Bye bye. I hope I get him the clip. I wasn't recording anything. I'm sorry. If you want to get in the clips, far right 90%, yes. Here's a hint. Here's a tip for everyone. If you want to get in the clip, you wait till I'm watching a video and then do it in the middle because it's funny, because it seems like you're interrupting my train of thought. That's how you get in. Any number, it's okay. You can get any number, any donation plays the Vuvuzela. You can retract it and do it again. I don't know if you can retract it. I don't know how they work. But I thought it would be funny because Vuvuzela is like so obnoxious. A Vuvuzela is so obnoxiously loud. It's funny to give people the power to interrupt me with Vuvuzelas. That's the idea. Okay, so we'll start with the PragerU video, and then we'll far right any % John Doyle, and then we'll see where it goes. And then I could maybe put some music in it. That would be ridiculous. Okay, let's start recording. Say hi to YouTube, everyone. 6, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so right now, the number 15 most viewed PragerU video is the top 5 issues facing Black Americans. Ah, boy. You may not realize it, but I'm not actually black. So we're gonna take a look. I'm gonna do my best, okay? Far be it from me to wanna... No. Now, I don't want to be a white guy, you know, speaking for black people necessarily. But I said we're going to take a whole look at all the PragerU content, and that includes this one. So let's go.
What are the 5 biggest issues facing blacks in America? Here's my list.
Okay. Did we get a name?
What are the 5 biggest issues facing blacks in America? Here's my list.
Good start.
Problem number 5, the victim mentality.
Bad start. You started off strong. I don't like this.
Nothing holds someone back more than seeing himself as a victim. Why? Because a victim is not responsible for his situation. Everything is someone else's fault.
But like, hold on. What if it is someone else's fault? Let's hear
And the
it.
victim sees little chance of improving his life. How can he get ahead if someone is holding him back? All this makes the victim unhappy, frustrated, and angry.
Okay. But it doesn't necessarily have to be an individual holding someone back. It could be the whole system. You know, the fact that you're unemployed and that all the manufacturers left your city, it's not your fault. That is the fault of a broader economic policy and a different, yeah, okay.
This is how too many blacks see themselves, as victims.
Okay.
So much so that their victim status becomes their primary identity and their ruling ideology.
I think that's insane. Look, I can't speak for all black people, but I'm willing to bet they don't see themselves as victims.
I call it victimology. Unfortunately, many black churches preach this victimology.
Oh.
Many black parents
yeah?
pass it on to their children. Inner city schools teach it to their students, and the black media reinforce it.
Okay, so it's our cultural institutions, right? Okay. Are we going to get an example of what this is? I hope
Meanwhile, the NAACP and other black grievance groups fundraise on it.
so. Okay.
Problem number 4.
Okay, but he didn't give a specific example of what this victim mentality is. Like what? Like what specifically would he be referring to? I'd say like, oh, okay. Okay, statistically speaking, black people are poor in the United States. Is that what he's referring to? I don't know. He didn't tell us.
Lack of diversity. Grievance groups fundraise on it.
NAACP and other black grievance groups. I'm sorry. That right there is sus. Yeah, but he didn't really say anything about the NAACP either. Just that they're a black grievance group and they fundraise on it. What specifically? Huh? I get that conservatives probably don't like it, but that's an example. Number 2, let's go.
Problem number 4.
Or 4.
Lack of diversity.
Lack of
Blacks
diversity.
repeatedly demand an honest dialogue or
You may
debate
not
about
realize
race.
it, but you are currently funding Venezuela.
Z_Der Apfel donated $10 through Super Chat. The biggest issue facing them is Dennis Prager not letting them say the N-word in school.
Oh boy. You might be right. You may not realize it, but you're currently funding Dennis Prager. I already forgot what number 4 was. Boo-boo-zela time.
Diversity. Blacks repeatedly demand an honest.
Oh, thank you, Z_Der Apfel. Thank you.
Problem number 4. Lack of diversity. Blacks repeatedly demand an honest dialogue or debate about race. But how can there ever be an honest dialogue about race between blacks and whites
If you cut it off right here, this sounds absolutely insane.
when there is virtually no honest dialogue between blacks and blacks?
Oh boy. Hold on. As someone who campaigned for Biden, how do you feel him killing people in Syria? Do you feel responsible? Nah, shit sucks, man. It sucks. But guess what? I'm not Biden. Also, I didn't do much to campaign for him. I just said I'm gonna vote for him, and I did a stream, but I didn't actually do any calls or text banking for Biden like I did with Sanders, though. All right. Look up complaints of black grievance groups. We could do that. Well, we're gonna keep it to this video specifically for now. No dialogue between blacks and blacks. I don't like
Between
this.
blacks and whites when there is virtually no honest dialogue between blacks and blacks. It's hypocritical. And if a black doesn't think whites are ultimately responsible for black people's problems, they're labeled a sellout, Uncle Tom, or race traitor.
Okay, for what it's worth, I haven't heard race traitor used in quite a while, aside from pretty fucking yikesy people. What was he saying? He didn't say anything about dialogue between blacks and blacks.
And whites, when there is virtually no honest dialogue between blacks and blacks.
About what?
It's hypocritical. And if a black doesn't think whites are ultimately responsible for black people's problems, they're labeled.
I'm sorry, this is too much. If a black doesn't think whites are responsible for black people's problems,
a sellout, Uncle Tom, or race traitor.
No. You labeled these things if you're a fucking conservative who's making money off of it. If a black doesn't think whites are responsible for black people's problems, well, okay, some white people are responsible for a lot of the problems black Americans face. You know, after slavery ended, there wasn't... Okay, slavery was some white people's fault. After slavery ended, nothing was really done to fix this. Nothing was really done to remedy this. You know, the 40 acres and a mule never happened. Cough, slavery, cough, Jim Crow, drug wars. Yep. What else? Let's see. Slave owners were compensated for their slave owners were compensated after the Civil War because they lost property. But the freed slaves, they didn't get any of it. And guess what? The people who owned the plantations and farms and stuff were still allowed to own them. They still owned the means of production. And now, everybody else who's now free, what? We're gonna go work for the same fucking people! That's called sharecropping!
People's problems, they're labeled a sellout, Uncle Tom, or race traitor.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
As long as this type of groupthink exists, race reverence of the Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson type will continue to be celebrated, while independent black thinkers such as Professors Thomas Sowell and Walter Williams will be shunned.
Not Thomas Sowell. I don't recognize Walter Williams. Thomas Sowell. If y'all don't remember him, Thomas Sowell, American economist, social theorist at Stanford University's Hoover Institution. This is the guy, well, he's very, very conservative. Well, we'll put that nicely. How do I put this delicately? Oh, look, here he is talking to Dave Rubin. I guess I don't need to say anything else. I was gonna say people like PragerU like to talk to him for good reasons. And here's Dave Rubin talking to him. Great. Alright. I don't recognize Walter Williams. Walter Williams? Yeah, I'm not familiar with him. Alright, it doesn't matter. Also, one more thing to add.
Trader. As long as this type of groupthink exists, race reverence of the Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson type.
Race reverence. That's, I haven't heard that one before. Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson. Yeah, all right. See, another dig at celebrities. Hey, hold up. Hold on, did this guy say his name? He didn't. They didn't give Hey, they didn't give him like a name tag on when he showed up. Wow, Prager, Dennis, why didn't you give what? Talib Starks? Hey, you didn't. Normally, when the speaker first shows up on screen in a PragerU video, there's like a tag at the bottom of the screen that says their name and something about them. You didn't give one for Mr. Starks here. Why didn't you do that, Dennis? It's probably an oversight, right? Right? Anyway, I was gonna say, Talib Starks, another dig at celebrities. Not only is this a dig at celebrities, Mr. Starks, why is it that you think these? Why is it that you're labeling these black men like this? That's kind of weird. No, I can't say that. Talib Starks is the author of Black Lives Matter. Oh, God. Well, I don't like that. Okay, so he doesn't like it. He doesn't like it when black conservatives are labeled sellouts at Uncle Tom's, but he's perfectly fine with labeling Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson as race reverends. All right.
Be celebrated are in rights. Honest race dialogue. Professors Thomas Sowell and Walter Williams will be shunned.
It's good reason why these two are shunned, though.
The honest race dialogue and debate that first has to happen is not between blacks and whites, but between blacks and blacks.
Okay.
We demand diversity from others, but need to practice it ourselves where it really matters, in thought, opinion, and even political affiliation.
Get the fuck out of here. Oh my God. Can I say it? I'ma say it. Why do all conservatives want affirmative action for conservatives? What's up with that, huh?
Problem number 3, urban terrorism.
Okay.
But need to practice it ourselves where it really matters, in thought, opinion, and even political affiliation.
He doesn't say why. All right.
Problem number 3, urban terrorism.
Okay.
As just about everyone...
Okay, this is what we're here for.
Problem number 3, urban terrorism.
Ugh.
As just about everyone knows, but too few talk about publicly, in majority black cities, violent black-on-black crime is rampant. A Department of Justice...
So, hold on. In majority black cities, black-on-black crime is rampant? Really? I wonder why that might be. Are you serious? You have a say... You have... If the majority of the population in a city is black, then most of the violence, statistically speaking, is gonna be from black person to black person. How does this work? That's just simple. It's simple math.
Black cities, violent black-on-black crime is rampant. A Department of Justice study from 1980 through 2008 revealed that blacks accounted for almost half of the nation's homicide victims.
Yeah, I think that sounds right.
47.4%, and more than half of the offenders, 52.4%, all while being 13% of America's
Oh my
population.
God, are they doing 1350? Holy shit! We did it! I didn't expect that! Oh God! Ooh.
The Tuskegee Institute conducted a study of all known lynchings of blacks that occurred.
This can be explained by poverty too. But he don't want to talk about that, I bet.
The
Maybe he will.
Tuskegee Institute conducted a study of all known lynchings of blacks that occurred between 1882 through 1968.
All known lynch? Oh boy.
During this 86-year span, which is essentially the post-Civil War era up to the Civil Rights era, 3,446 blacks were reportedly lynched. Presently, black-on-black murder eclipses the number of blacks lynched over the course of 80 years, roughly every 6 months.
Presently? But there's like, okay, there's like there's like 100 million more people in the United States now. What? Yeah. First off, what does he say here?
Institute conducted a
Tuskegee Institute. Why do I have a feeling? No, I don't know. I don't see much here. It looks legit. Oh yeah, this was the place where they did the syphilis thing. Yeah. What's a 1350? Oh, a 1350 is like a Nazi racist thing where they're like, despite black people being only 13% of the population, they commit 50% of the crime or murders. Very curious. And that's not usually 1350 is just shorthand for them saying that. All right, I don't see anything else on this survey.
a study
so
of
it's
all known
probably correct.
lynchings of blacks that occurred between 1882 through 1968. During this 86-year
Oh, wait a minute. No, the Tuskegee Institute just did a study on the lynchings of black people, not this bit where he adds on the murder rate isn't done by the Tuskegee people. He's adding something else onto it.
span, which is essentially the post-Civil War era up to the Civil Rights era, 3,446 blacks were reportedly lynched. Presently,
I feel like that number is probably lowballing it. That's probably just a few. That's
3,446 blacks were reportedly.
Yeah. Reportedly. I feel like this is just the stuff where there's like pictures or there's newspaper clippings or coroner reports. How many people were just like, the KKK just fucking killed a guy and just left him there in the middle of nowhere? Probably a lot more than that.
Lynch. Presently, black-on-black murder eclipses the number of blacks lynched.
Okay, hold on. Here's an easy way to show y'all something. All right, just adding on to this here. Then we'll move on. U.S. population. $1882. Okay, cool. So in the year 1880, the United States Census was conducted. One moment. Yes. Okay. 1880 United States Census. The population of the United States, 50 million. Okay. U.S. population today, 328 million. I wonder why.
Reportedly lynched. Presently, black-on-black murder eclipses the number of blacks lynched over the course of 80 years, roughly every 6 months.
I wonder why the total number of people murdered today might be much larger than a period 140 years ago.
Unbelievably, the culpability for this disproportionate amount of mayhem actually lies with a menacing 2 to 3% minority within the black populace.
Your per capita argument would probably make better sense. I think if we did per capita, it's still probably skewed more murder versus more lynchings, but that makes sense because terrorist attacks like a lynching, even back then, statistically smaller versus someone murdering someone, because most interpersonal murders done by someone you know, done by an acquaintance, done by a family member, done by a friend of yours, done by a dispute in a bar. That's always been why murder. Okay, statistically speaking, that's always been usually the relationship that exists before a murder is committed.
Actually lies with a menacing 2 to 3% minority within the black populace.
I don't know about this.
I call them urban terrorists. And since they're literally spawned from problem number 2, the black community protects them.
Okay.
Problem number 2.
He didn't explain that. Oh, it's just 2% of the black community. Yeah, that sounds kind of fucking crazy, man. I don't. I wonder if white on white can be brought up to early ruin this argument. Well, yeah, most. I don't know if there's much stats on this. But I believe like most, I'm pretty certain the way it works is like most white victims are killed by white murderers because, you know, it's usually someone in your social group that does the murdering. Oh yeah, here we are. This is from Reuters, so it's probably good. So, quoting the Department of Justice, 80% of white victims killed by whites, 93% of black victims killed by blacks. There you go. And that makes sense. Yeah, because that's all within, you know, it's usually a family member or something like that. Yeah, okay, let's just carry on. This is, I'm in pain.
Proliferation of baby mamas.
I don't like this. The
disintegration of the nuclear family has led to an astronomical increase of single mother households. According to the Moynihan Report, in 1965, nearly 25% of black children were born to unwed mothers.
Hey, hold up. Y'all may have heard this before. 25% of black children born to unwed mothers. Unwed mothers does not mean single mother. Truth is, marriage is expensive. I mean, so is raising a kid, but the act of getting married is expensive. And, well, I guess it's just like a simple court fee you file out, but that's usually not. We got a lot of pomp and circumstance that goes along with getting married. How many? Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Okay. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? There's like a data thing that suggests that this is blown out of proportion. All right, whatever. Let's just move on. One more thing here.
The disintegration of the nuclear family has led to an astronomical increase of single mother households.
Single mother households.
According to the Moynihan Report, in 1965, nearly 25% of black children were born to unwed mothers.
Then unwed mothers. Sleight of hand, but he moved on from one point to another. These are not the same claim. These are not the same claim. These are not the same data points. Single mothers and unwed mothers are not the same. Very slick. That's what we've come to expect from PragerU, though.
The report's author, Daniel Patrick Moynihan, said this was a disaster in the making.
What does he know? He's blue. He's... All right, whatever.
He was, of course, vilified by so-called black leaders and their progressive allies. But he was right. Today, the out-of-wedlock birth rate is nearly 75% and even higher in some urban areas. To be clear, baby daddy...
He didn't. Again.
75% and even higher in some urban areas.
Again, this is not the same argument as people being born to single parents. Also, like, divorce rates are higher than they've ever been before, which, let's be honest, is probably good. It's probably a good thing for people. It's better. Look, let's be real. It's better a lot of the time for parents to get divorced than to stay together and like traumatize their children horribly for life. Hold on, what was his name? Daniel Patrick Moynihan. He was an advisor to Republican Richard Nixon. That's interesting. And he was a Democrat. Very interesting. Alright. Yeah, he looks like a boring person. Let's not dive in too deeply.
To be clear, baby daddies share this responsibility with baby mamas.
Oh, also, people are getting married less today than they have before. It's part of money. Part of the money factor. Okay.
Areas. To be clear, baby daddies share this responsibility with baby mamas. Yet, while baby daddies are blamed and rarely shown compassion, baby mamas are rarely blamed and receive both compassion and support.
Why do you want to blame them? It sounds like you're falling for a victim mentality.
Lopsided dynamic and the previously listed pathologies stem directly from the number one problem facing the black community. Problem number one, unquestioning allegiance to so-called progressive policies. Unwavering loyalty to progressive liberal policies is the primary reason these dire conditions persist.
I don't know about that.
It both makes them possible and perpetuates them. It's no coincidence that progressivism is the common thread that binds predominantly black cities where single-parent homes, failing schools, rampant poverty, and crime predominate.
Okay, that's a really weird reach. Failing schools, rampant poverty, and crime predominate. Whoa.
Progressivism is the common thread that binds predominantly black cities.
Predominantly black cities. Is he referring to Detroit? Nah, Detroit doesn't suck because No, like Detroit doesn't suck because it's progressive or black. It sucks because all the manufacturers left. You know, cuz it's cheaper to ship that stuff overseas. Thanks.
Dominate.
Thanks, NAFTA.
Look at cities like Detroit, Philadelphia, and Baltimore.
Detroit.
They've been run by progressive Democrats for decades.
Detroit, Philadelphia, and Baltimore? Does Baltimore suck? I've never heard that before.
If their liberal policies were
Oh, excuse me. You say these cities suck and there are clouds over them. But don't you know it's always sunny in Philadelphia?
were at all effective, these cities should have become models of economic growth and prosperity. Instead, they're models of dysfunction. By fostering and exploiting the victim mentality, discouraging self-examination, subsidizing baby mamas, and making excuses for black thugs, so-called progressive policies don't alleviate the problems that afflict the black community. They aggravate those problems.
Wow. So, like, let's just ignore the economic history of all these cities. Let's ignore the broader economic history of the entire world and globalism. Let's ignore NAFTA. Let's ignore manufacturing going overseas. Let's ignore automation. No, it's the victim mentality. It's not the fault of oh my god. It's not the fault of broader economic trends. It's you baby mamas.
By fostering and exploiting the victim mentality, discouraging self-examination, subsidizing baby mamas, and making excuses for black thugs, so-called progressive policies don't alleviate the problems that afflict the black community. They aggravate those problems.
Making excuses for black thugs? You mean... I mean, how many black people are in prison right now? It's most of them. It's a shit ton of people, man. And I guess we're making excuses. I don't understand.
Don't alleviate the problems that afflict the black community. They aggravate those problems. You may have noticed that racism did not make the list. Why not?
Yeah.
It's simple. There will be no solution to the problems afflicting Black America until more blacks recognize that the issues plaguing our community are ultimately self-inflicted.
I don't know if you can just, like, write racism as a problem, you know? I feel like there's probably a lot more specifics that go into it. I mean, just saying, what's top 5 issues facing black Americans? Just saying racism is pretty simple. I would expect some further explanation than just that. Like police brutality. Like, okay, this is part of racism, yes, but this way we have an actual concrete issue, something a little less abstract.
Does racism exist? Sure, but there are other problems far more serious. And waiting until there are no more races will mean waiting and making excuses forever.
Wait, waiting? Waiting for what? Wait. Oh, we gotta... Is that when we can achieve communism?
I'm Talib Starks for Prager University.
That was...
To subscribe to our YouTube channel, click here.
They didn't let him do the outro?
To help keep our videos free, donate here.
That one was pretty weak. That one was pretty weak. It was. Alright. Well, that's that, everyone. Where is... for the complete script? Oh, wow. Politically incorrect fact. Blacks comprise 13% of the population but commit 52% of homicides. Oh, okay. Related reading. The War on Cops. Maybe if cops stopped acting like victims all the time. Black Lives Matter. The Uncivil War. Yeesh. Well, no, wait. Hold on. Let me, Alright, whatever. Doesn't look very interesting. In 2013, the poverty rate among blacks overall was 36%, but only 8% among black married couples. Gee! Yeah, it sounds like it sounds like the people who are gonna get married have more money! Wow! Alright, we're stopping recording now. Oh my god. That was painful. Also, like, hey, the sources start repeating again. Related reading, The War on Cops. You linked that earlier. Right there. And you linked it a third time. And 4. What is up with their source page? This is so ridiculous. Trillions of dollars and decades of welfare programs made virtually no impact on the black poverty rate? What? (1940 to 1960), the poverty rate fell from 87 to 40%. What? Sounds like your source disagrees with you. Town Hall? Oh god. I don't want to fucking raid. Okay. Let's, background. Okay. Well, that was terrible. Who's next? Why are millennials not buying diamonds? Face it, they don't want them having kids. Yeah, it does seem like it. As someone in a real university can't use sources older than 5, maybe 10 years. 65 is a long stretch for PragerU. Well, it depends on what you're using it for, doesn't it? Yeah. Like, for example, if I'm writing something about, like, the history of World War II, a lot of things are going to be kind of older. Well, it depends on what you're doing, of course. I want to see Gravel Institute and PragerU have a debate. Oh, that would be fun. Is Gravel AstroTurf or Grassroots? I think they're legit, but I don't know if I'd call them Grassroots. Man, my neck is just fuck. All right. I guess next we're going to do John Doyle. We'll speedrun John Doyle. Oh god, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to go get something. Sorry, let me just pop my neck. Fuck. People at PragerU don't seem conservatives in general now don't seem like they're interested in debating. It's pretty sad. I like you know, the few debates that I've done, I've liked doing, you know? There's just something kind of neat about talking to people and like just getting down into it, and it's like, what do you think? What do you feel? How do you my eyes like all red right there. Huh. I should check that out. That's kind of weird. Okay, we'll be right back. I don't think it is. No. What have I missed? I'm back. Welcome back, everyone. Only time conservatives want to debate is when they think they can possibly convince people in the audience. And I feel like it's not even convincing people, but it's just like I'm just having a show. Like Donald Trump, yeah. If millennials stop having kids, PragerU won't be able to sell oil to them. This is true. Won't somebody think of the shareholders? Man, there's like a thing in my neck. It feels like it's gonna pop. It'd be funny if I do that and like, I gotta go. I broke my neck. We were discussing femboy rights. Oh. Hold on. Have you ever seen somebody try to debate Shapiro or Charlie Kirk at a conference? They say one thing and everybody claps. It's true. That is how they talk. And they only want to engage with people when it's like when the dynamic is like that. Otherwise they are afraid and they run away like little baby bitch boys. Hold on, I didn't do an announcement on the Discord. I don't know how much longer I want to do this. Hold on. We got through the one video, PragerU. Then we got John Doyle. We can do another Freedom Tunes. That's always like fun. They're like shorter. Let's forget when Ben went on the BBC. That's true. Have you noticed that a lot of them like stopped doing that? Hold on. Laura Day, you donated last stream and it didn't play. You're here now, so I'm gonna play it.
My beloved Venezuela.
There we go.
Laura Day donated $5 through Super Chat. Look at Venezuela.
Look at Venezuela. Alright. I got chocolate covered donut holes now that are gluten free. Mmm. Oh wow, that's pretty good. Oh shit. Oh, that's really good. Yeah, they are Cat's brand glazed chocolate donut holes. Ugh. I haven't had donut holes since I got diagnosed with celiac disease, so it's been like 4 years. Oh, it is delicious. Freedom Tunes are more like Freedom Tunes. XD. Is it harder to get gluten-free stuff? Is it more expensive? It's not harder, but it is more expensive. Like, okay, hold up. This box, right? Tiny little thing. All this, it's like $4. But someone sent me a whole bunch, or for Valentine's Day, so. No, it's not a sponsor. Just a friend sent it to me. I remember when I was on keto and carb-free alternatives cost an arm and a leg. Ooh. Gluten-free stuff is not carb-free. It's usually got more carbs. Well, depending on what it is. But usually, like, if you have a one-to-one replacement, that's like, okay, like regular donuts, regular donut holes made out of wheat flour versus gluten-free donut holes. Usually the gluten-free flour has more carbs in it because it's not just one flour, it's a blend of a bunch of other stuff. It adds up fast. But it's fine. I eat a lot of vegetables, so it all works out. Let's see here. Do I eat stuff with coconut or almond flour, or rather, can I? Yeah, I can have both. I don't personally. I don't like the taste of coconut all that much, but I eat some of both when I. Yeah, I like John Dog. When my friends started to watch him, he fell down the far right rabbit hole. Now he's a different person. Oh boy. I don't know much about this disease. Oh, okay. Well, Zed_Darapful. I'll lay it down for you. Really simple. Celiac disease is an autoimmune disorder where your body has a strong, over-the-top immune reaction to the to the protein found in wheat, barley, and rye. That protein's shorthand is called gluten. You've probably heard gluten before, so gluten-free. That's the protein found in wheat, barley, and rye. And if you look at like the chemical composition of like wheat, it's like almost all protein. It's a lot. And because of this, because of this reaction that you have to eat food that's prepared separate and away from wheat, because wheat likes to get in everything. Because of the way the protein. Okay, you've seen flour before, right? Flour, if you like smack it, it like puffs up and gets in the air. Any tiny individual particle of that can cause a reaction to me. Celiac is like a bad peanut butter allergy, kind of. It's not quite the same. If I like get it in my mouth and that's it won't cause a reaction to me. But it's only when it reaches your small intestines with celiac disease. So it's not like a regular allergy. It's a little different. Like if I take my hand and I stick it in a pot of flour, it's fine. I'm not going to have a reaction to that. It's just once it gets into my intestines, that's when the problems start. And it doesn't have you don't go into anaphylactic shock like a regular allergy does. That doesn't happen with celiac disease. For me, I usually start throwing up everything, and I get horrible migraine, start throwing up everything for the next day or two. And yeah. And my whole abdomen hurts horribly. It's wild there's a disease that attacks specific food like that. Hell, there's more wild diseases than that. Rice flour slaps. It does. It really does. I use it more than anything else. Is corn okay? Yeah, corn's great. Corn's amazing. I love corn. Well, I don't really eat like raw corn anymore like I used to. It's not really so great for my gut, but I can eat corn just fine. It's just wheat, barley, and rye, and there's a few there are a few other like genetically modified crops that are like special hybrids of wheat, barley, and rye. Can't have those either. But those are usually pretty rare, so I don't have to worry about it. Wheat, barley, and rye. That's like the order of most common to least common. Wheat, yeah, rye, I don't. How often do you see rye? It's not that often. Barley is in a lot of cereals, and wheat is in everything. One time my dad thought he had celiac because he didn't like how bread tasted. That's not a good indicator, but it might be. You need like a proper test to go through it. Yeah, you need like a proper test to know for certain. For me now, oh gee, after I've been diagnosed, I can recognize the smell of gluten products now. I didn't really recognize it before, but like if someone's cooking like pizza or gluten bread, I immediately I can tell what it is. I never really could do that before. That's kind of wild that I can do that now. Oh, I was diagnosed in 2017. Yeah, June 2017. So it's gonna be 4 years in a few months, and that was, whew, that was fun. Thanks for teaching me something new as you usually do with your content. You're welcome. Could I have whiskey? I don't think so. No. There seems to be like some discussion, some debate as to whether or not the distillation process removes all the gluten from the whiskey. I don't think it does. I feel like it's not. It's too risky. It won't do it. Risky whiskey. But I just don't bother. Oh, look at that. Oh, that looks so cool. Can't speak for this case, but carbohydrates are removed from distillation. Gluten's a protein, though. But even if it is, now here's the issue, though. Like, even if it does work like that, and all the protein is removed, all the okay, and like the distillation process removes the gluten and removes the protein, can I say for certain, or can the manufacturer say for certain that all of it is removed, and that if I buy a bottle of whiskey, there's not going to be a single particle of gluten in there? Can you say that for certain? No. Even if the process removes it, what if like some of it splashes out? Can't say that for certain, so I can't have it. Can't even have a little bit, because I can't say for certain. Google says it does, according to the FDA. However, some celiac people still react to it. Yeah. So it's like, say it removes 99% of the gluten. Okay, that's good, that's great, but it's that tiny little bit. I only need a tiny like fraction of a crumb to get sick. We don't want that. Huh. There's like gunk on my microphone. Doesn't matter how well it does. I think we might get it before long, to be honest. Is it lethal? No, it's not lethal. It's just really painful. The only lethal thing, I guess, is if I kept eating gluten like for a long period of time, then my body would because I'd be throwing up so often, and because it's attacking my intestines, my body would stop absorbing nutrients from food and it would stop absorbing water, and I could die of dehydration. But celiac disease itself doesn't actually kill you. All right. So, let's take a look. Okay. Let's take a look at John Doyle. Okay, we looked. Bye-bye. Okay, we looked. That was fun. No. Alright. So John Doyle always seemed kind of Oh, how do I put this? Stupid. I guess his website is called Heckoffcommie. Heckoffcommie.com. Let's take a look. Don't be pouring, don't be pouring, don't be pouring. Heckoffcommie. All right. Support free speech. John Doyle and Heckoffcommie. Commentary on news, culture, politics from your favorite conservative pal. Hated by liberals, socialists, and communists. That's nothing more than a badge of honor, right? Okay. Yeah, liberals, socialists, and communists probably hate cancer too. Congratulations, John Doyle. You're in the same boat as cancer. Good job. Commentary? Wait, what? Did you misspell it? I don't see it misspelled. Or did I mispronounce it? I was eating a donut. Be nice. Cringe. We don't need this. We do need this. You people must understand. Oh, just a pun. Oh yeah. Hey. Excuse me, John Doyle. You say you don't like commies, yet here you are commentating. Interesting. All right, and then there's merch, and then porn. Okay, this is so stupid. Whatever. Let's see what you've got. How porn is destroying you and your country. 1 hour and 40 minutes? How do you make an hour and 40-minute video talking about... What is this?
Because I have no idea how to properly start this video, and to be honest with you, I've been pretty anxious about making it, which is why we've been absent for a while, why it's taken so long to put out, because...
His hair's all fucked up. Has he been jacking off? He is talking about porn. Okay, hold on. Skip ahead. It's all just him sitting here talking for 1 hour and 40 minutes? I don't think I want to sit through that. Gotta do research. Oh my god. But Mr. Attack, communism killed 1984 Guerrillian's iPhone Vezuba. Don't, the cringe is too strong. Don't what? Don't do John Doyle, or don't do that video. Actually, hold up. Let's take a look. No. Let's take a look. Now it's great. Now it says I've seen the whole video. Oh god, that's going to be in my recommendations.
I have mixed feelings about tracking progress. I think
It doesn't even have timestamps. Trash. All right, let's just hold on. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to skip to one point here, some random point, and we're going to see what he has to say.
in the right, because we made a video, then coincidentally, some bigger conservatives made some videos. People started talking about it. All good stuff. It's an important conversation to have.
Okay.
We have to assert it into the mainstream dialogue because it's a cancer to our civilization. And
That's funny. I just called him a cancer a few minutes ago. Maybe he's talking about himself.
listen to degenerate people argue in favor of the
Skip to 1984. Well, 84 doesn't have... Seconds don't go to 84.
degenerate things, because what is very likely happening is that they have a proclivity towards whatever aids in or alleviates the guilt from that desire, and that ultimately distorts the truth. You wouldn't listen to a heroin addict talk about why heroin isn't actually a bad thing. You shouldn't listen.
Okay, this guy sucks. There are no sources. Effective quitting guide. Okay.
dopamine and less opioids are secreted, which is the desensitization, which makes it less pleasurable to you than before, which increases your cravings. And if you look at scans of gray matter in the brain's reward center, in the brain's sexual centers, in the hypothalamus, you'll find that lost gray matter equates with loss of nerve cell branches and connections with other nerve cells, which means experiencing less pleasure in everyday life because of desensitization, which makes you gravitate toward.
Okay, boring. Let's look at his best, his greatest hits. Number 1, triggering an entire Trump protest. So are they protesting for Trump?
However, Biden supporters were not the only ones making their voices heard. Supporters of President Donald Trump were speaking out as well.
I want to put an end to the endless wars. I want to secure our
he's been on TV. Look at that.
borders, and I want to bring jobs back to the United States so that middle-class people can flourish and prosper just like everybody else.
Well, he didn't do any of that.
Literally go away. The utter state of political discourse with white women. It's like you let Twitter.com just like go into their brain for 5 minutes and then they just.
That was cringe. Does he think I'm not owned? I'm not owned. This is all black and white. So it's like a minute of coming up. This is so bad.
Yes, equality. I agree. We need to end discrimination against white men.
Okay.
And go home. But if I killed you right now, I would go to jail. But if they shot people, a black guy on the side of the road, they wouldn't go to jail.
Hello.
This is trash.
Thank you.
This is his most watched video.
Alright,
Megaphone.
Boy. Oh, my bad. Epic.
I can't hear you, but my megaphone is much bigger.
Look at you, Janelle, your plane is...
Okay. I'm out of here. Open carrying a Glock in Whole Foods.
Politicians have proposed
Wait, what's
public
this?
option. The problem is, the costs of the public option
Oh,
aren't optional.
Fuck
Under
you.
this government-controlled health insurance system, the average American worker could see their annual payroll taxes increase by $2,500, even if they like their coverage. While our nation is recovering, let's build on what's working, where private
Fuck that. Fuck that. TPUSA Freedom Seed video now? Like what? You got a link? Is there something in particular? Who the fuck suggested this? It was Dylan Pink. He said do... he said do John Doyle. Actually, he didn't say anything specifically, though. So, that might be my fault.
Videos of people open carrying AR-15s and watching people get all spooked and stuff, but
The fuck?
we've all seen the videos of people open carrying AR-15s and watching
That's a big-ass shotgun.
people get all spooked and stuff, but we're out here and trying to figure out how scared are liberals versus conservatives, just the sight of just a casual open carry.
So, yeah, okay. I'm not scared of seeing some guy open carrying in the Whole Foods. I'm scared of John Doyle. Run for your lives, it's John Doyle! And he's got a gun!
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in
Is it just me, or is Doyle's face too big for his head like a reverse Charlie
some
Kirk?
very liberal
Probably.
areas and some very conservative areas and just compare.
Excuse me?
Wow, you just like... My god, you're
Into
editing.
some very liberal areas.
I wouldn't trust... I'm sorry. This guy looks like a motherfucking incel school shooter. Doesn't he? I probably shouldn't insult his appearance, but he does kind of look like it, right? Like this guy walks into... this guy walks into your store with the gun. What are you gonna do? Oh no.
Out here and
Jesus Christ, it's John Doyle!
trying to figure out how scared are liberals versus conservatives, just the sight of just a casual open carry. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into some very liberal areas and some very conservative areas and just compare.
Excuse me? Where are your oil filters?
Oil filter?
Yeah.
Automotive, straight down.
Okay, thank you.
She didn't do anything. This is a Walmart. Is this looks like a Walmart? Yeah.
That's one, boys.
Guy gave you a look.
What?
Guy gave you a look.
Like a look.
Yeah, I think so.
That's one, boys.
He just looked at you. I'm sorry. No. Someone walks into my store carrying a gun, I'm gonna look at them. That's gonna be part of the back of my mind. It doesn't mean they're doing anything wrong, doesn't mean I care. It just means my mind is registering this guy's carrying a gun. That's kind of you. Even John Doyle. Okay, maybe John Doyle wouldn't, but like, if you're like, if you've taken like concealed carry classes, they teach you this in the back of your mind to be looking for people like this. And not just that, but like security classes, like security training. This is that's how you learn to do that. Who is this guy?
Taking off the jacket for this one, boys.
Bold move.
My God.
They really know that I'm armed.
Okay. Yeah, Comic Sans font. What is this? If a shooting happens, it's good to remember him in case he's a future suspect. Well, it's good to be keeping track of that kind of thing in your mind anyway. It's kind of like keeping track of like a fire exit. It's like, okay, this guy walked in. You know, my mind registers that. Oh, this guy walked in. He's got a gun. My mind registers that. Doesn't mean anything's gonna come of it. It just means it's something you should be paying attention. I mean, it would be pretty like dumb and irresponsible to like just not be, for your brain to just not even acknowledge it, right? Open carrying for no reason other than to get people notice you is so cringe. Yeah, it also says, okay, some people don't like this, but in my opinion, sometimes open carrying and sometimes like putting stickers on your car just kind of marks you as a target because, oh, hey, this guy's open carrying, right? He probably has a lot of other guns, doesn't he? And statistically speaking, probably so, if you're the kind of person to feel open carry. And guess what? Now he's leaving his car and his home unattended. And he's probably got a lot of guns in there that I could steal and sell on the black market. Good job, idiot. You just like advertise to the world, put a billboard on yourself. That's why you'll never see me like put the Socialist Rifle Association, the bumper stickers they sent you. It's kind of neat, but that kind of thing is like, I wouldn't advertise that. That's still rare, but yeah, I see your point. Is it rare? You know, guns get stolen. And even if you don't have any guns in your car, it does kind of say like, this guy might have something in here worth taking. Doesn't mean they'll take a gun, but they might try to take other stuff. Yeah, anyway.
Buy a 2x4 or something.
A good looking guy.
Or if you're a shooter, who are you going to shoot first? I mean, yeah, but okay, that happens less than people breaking into cars and stealing whatever they can find.
Gun, to be honest.
He's kind of cute, not gonna lie.
Home Depot doesn't fucking care. The kind of people in Home Depot aren't going to care. I've spent a fair amount of time in hardware stores.
Were your guys surge protectors? We do. The like multi-outlet. Aisle 7? 8? Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Home Depot is Boomer Zone. Where else am I gonna buy my garden supplies?
Good. No, you're good. Thank you.
Why? Why?
Keys are in the jacket pocket. They're in the trunk.
Oh my god.
Great job, idiot.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Okay, this is a little more interesting than the protest video, I will admit.
Oh god. Come on. Come on.
Are you kidding?
It's over. It's over. You got the gun on. Oh my.
I've been doing it 30 years, but you gotta be special to get the master keys.
Getting locked out of your car to own the libs.
Wait, you can't make that joke! People walking around open carries, some guy's gonna challenge them to a duel. Well, for some people, for some people, I do feel like it's like an extension of their masculinity. Kind of like that. But, like, ultimately, I don't care too much. You know? It doesn't really matter on a big deal. People who open carry aren't really, like, they're not really, you know, they don't really do anything. It's fine. Oh, his wife is at home and armed. Oh, that would make sense. Yeah. Gardening is praxis. It is. It is. I've been working on setting up, like, an automated irrigation system in my yard. It's set up, but yeah, it's set up. I need to replace the faucet. The faucet leaks, but yeah, it's okay. It works. That's what matters. I used to work in a grocery store, and people would open carry, and it was fine. We didn't care.
Totally fine. I'm just gonna escort. Where did you park it? You're leaving? All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna walk with you. Cool.
This looks like a mall, though. A little different. This is a mall with security. State law requires businesses to display signs at their entrances to notify public they do not permit weapons. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, I do see it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh! You broke the rules, John Doyle!
It just so happened the door that we went in didn't have.
We happened to enter. Oh my god. Okay, pro tip for everyone who wants to be a maker, a video maker. Put a background, put an outline around your text so this doesn't happen. Oh, you can't see shit. You can't see it. You can't see the letters. Put an outline around it. That way. Whoops. A black outline on white text is visible on every background.
We
happened to enter through the entrance and did not display the sign, so we didn't know. Ah.
Who's cool about it, though?
My boys in black, keeping the mall safe.
Sparrow.
I appreciate it. Black Lives Matter. So we decided that we're going to go into more...
Cringe. Open carry is illegal in Florida, so it would definitely catch my attention. Well, that does make sense. But I live in Arizona, and we are not. You can carry swords on you here in Arizona. I've seen it like twice. I've seen like 2 people carrying swords. It's not very common, but every once in a while you see someone who does it. That makes me happy. Just in a little way.
So we're rocking the flamingo shirt, and we got some earrings in now, and
God.
flamingo socks.
Oh. So boomer.
Whole Foods Market, boys.
Hold on. I honestly wish I could carry mine here. Hold on. Y'all are about to love this. Okay, I think I can show swords on stream. You can't show guns on stream. Alright, so I have here a crappy thing, but it's a sword. So see this? It's got a belt loop. Little catches around there. Oh. Oh yeah. Now it's not like a perfect sword. It's the corners here are like there's like it's not like a sharp thing on the curves here. But this part is pretty sharp. So I could bring this into my, yeah, it is a little unwieldy, yes. But I could bring this into the Whole Foods with me if I wanted. I don't know if Whole Foods lets me carry stuff like that. But I could. Bruh moment. Don't bruh me. I would like a... I think I got this for $5. $5 at a yard sale. No, mine is unwieldy, over 30 feet. Oh, okay. You can't open carry a sword in your state. Your state is a bitch state. Yeah, you're right. Talk about the kids in cages, Celiac. Hey, you got something to like talk about? Like an article or something? We can go over that. Otherwise, otherwise it's mainly just the same. Yeah, otherwise the content would be more of the same. Yo, this sucks. Yo, we should remove this, we should remove the designation of illegal immigrant. Remove it altogether. Everyone gets to be legal until you break the law. Being here illegally is not illegal. How about that? That's pretty much like the summation of what I would say. All right, what else has he got? I want to see a liberal freak out. Come on! God, I can smell the produce.
Do you guys have any like vegan fish alternatives or anything?
Not that I know of.
Cause like I'm not vegan, but like my boyfriend is. He gets kind of like upset about it. Do you know like there's anything like in the store that's like a vegan substitute for a fish? Okay, appreciate it.
I mean, probably there probably has to be, right?
Sorry about that, sir. I said to check, so apparently we don't.
You don't?
Oh, really?
Okay. I appreciate it anyway. Thank you, though.
Have a great day.
You too.
Well, that sucks.
Do you know if the
What kind of store is this?
restrooms are gender neutral?
Oh my God! Shut up.
Do you know if they're gender neutral?
Actually, yes. Okay, well, I don't know Whole Foods, but like, there's a lot of grocery stores have like a third restroom that's been used for like wheelchair access. This is pretty chill for a conservative video. I know.
So like, can a man
Okay.
tea recommendation for sleep problems?
I was hoping for a freak out.
Would you?
Lavender's good to help you.
I would say. So I'm a little but I take.
Not for tea, but
If I was trying to like bleach my hair and then dye.
Like everyone's being nice to you, and you're just like harassing your employees.
Just to look more like bleach blonde, I guess.
no, these are more natural.
I didn't even have this problem until, but the election.
No, where's Biome?
I didn't even have this problem until, but the election, like with midterms and everything, it just had me like so anxious and everything because it's like, so like some healthy fats and stuff.
Oh, that's perfectly
That's why I think.
legit.
What's your name? Oh, Hillary.
Hillary.
Yeah, and
Okay.
stuff, so
All right. So there's nothing here. Okay, we're done with this video. Fuck you. Give me something good. Taking liberals to shoot guns. Yeah, that was chill. We're not making a video out of any of this. This sucks. Okay. Why Nazism is leftist? I don't want to do this. How he let America die? Man, his videos are just long. Okay. Okay. Let's take one that looks like he's laid out arguments. What was the point? You proved nothing. I know. Wow, you proved that most people actually don't care? No, but the title is Carrying a Glock in Whole Foods, and that gets people's attention. Okay, so Nazism is leftist. I feel like if I click this video, he's going to talk about insane shit that I don't even know how to approach. Well, let's take a look. And How We Let America Die. The truth about simps. What the fuck? Stop watching porn. Wow, he made another porn video? Oh, gender and sex are the same? I didn't notice that one. I should probably look at that, shouldn't I?
The argument is basically that Hitler was a far-right radical, and
Let's hear
therefore when we
this.
proceed to label someone as far-right, we think, oh wait, Hitler was far-right, therefore far-right equals bad. Here's the kicker. Hitler and the Nazis were leftists, and everyone that thinks otherwise has a far greater understanding of Occupy Democrats memes than they do Nazism.
I don't want to do this. Let's do the gender and sex one. I think Vosh did the Nazism is leftist one, so I don't want to overlap too much. Hold on. Let me just do a quick little search just to make sure. Simp, signs, school shootings, leftism, narcissism. Okay, cool. It doesn't look like many other people have done the gender and sex are the same. So we'll take a look at that then. Maybe we can cut out the first 30 minutes of that. Hold on, what's this? Someone gave me a link. Is this? Hold on, didn't someone link something earlier? Freedom Seeds link. Alright, is that the same? Hold on, what? CET. Scudder, I wasn't paying attention. Sometimes when I'm in this, I'm just not even paying attention. Oh, you linked me a gem.
They tell you that a man can actually identify as a woman, and your instincts,
Who's talking?
biology, and common sense.
Shut up. Alright. It's short. Start recording again. Okay. Alright, it's short, it's simple. We'll take a look at it, I guess. Planned Parenthood is racist. Turning Point USA. Is this let's take a look, shall we? All right, is this gonna be the discount Barbie again? The discount Tomi Lahren? Probably. Yeah.
It's time for your daily freedom seed.
Yeah, it is.
Abortion disproportionately affects the Black community. Fact. Planned
Oh.
Parenthood, the nation's largest abortion provider, was founded by a woman named Margaret Sanger. I bet you didn't know she was a known racist and had plans to utilize abortion for eugenics, diminishing populations she didn't favor, like disabled and minority Americans. She even had ties to the KKK. This history of Planned Parenthood
Damn! Also, 100 years ago,
and the abortion industry continues today. Since Roe v. Wade was heard in the Supreme Court, there have been 44 million babies aborted in the United States, and 19 million of those killed were Black Americans. A civil rights group called
oh boy.
Protecting Black Lives found in 2012 that nearly 80% of Planned Parenthood's abortion clinics are within walking distance of minority communities. Today, Black
Wait, what?
called Protecting Black Lives found in 2012 that nearly 80% of Planned Parenthood's abortion clinics are within walking distance of minority communities.
I'm willing to bet that 80% number is like, oh, there's a Black person who lives nearby. There's no sources for that. What did she say? There was a link on the
Babies aborted in the United States, and 19 million of those killed were Black Americans. A civil rights group called
Well, actually, they weren't Americans because they weren't given citizenship because they weren't born.
Protecting Black Lives found in
See, there's a link on the bottom here. But, like, Nobody fucking wants to, like... I'm not gonna fucking type this link out. Oh, wow. Okay, check this out. Hold on.
Those killed were Black Americans. A civil rights group called Protecting Black Lives found
Protecting Black Lives. So I think this is the website. Oh god. Yeah, this looks conservative. No, I just googled the Protecting Black Lives. Oh man, this website, early 2000s. New research, Planned Parenthood targets minority neighborhoods. Click here to view interactive map. Hold up. Okay, looks fine. Oh, look at that. Oh. I don't know how you... What criteria do you use for black? What? So how do you use criteria for what's a black neighborhood or not? Oh wait, there was like a link at the top. Hold on. Control C, Control V. I can't Control C it if it's in the video. Map guide, executive summary. It says it uses census data, but I don't know. None in AZ? No, there's Planned Parenthoods in AZ, but this is just a map of the ones that are targeting minority communities. I'm probably gonna leave this page here. Frequently asked questions. Isn't it better to abort these babies than have their mothers collect welfare? What the fuck? Planned Parenthood makes money by ridding America's neighborhoods of the poor and downtrodden. Planned Parenthood makes money through donations. What? Okay, yeah, 1939. That's how fast. All right, whatever. Also, Hitchhiker, is it not communist to find her attractive? You listen here, you horny little thing. You, this is not. This community is. No. I am issuing a condemnation of you. Okay. How dare you? Okay. It's almost like clinics are centrally located in cities so that more people can access them. Yeah, how about that? Hold on. There's a Planned Parenthood in Arizona. I know of one at least. There might be more. I just remember the one. Yeah, okay, so hold up. So pulling up Google Maps here. Yeah. See? Right over here. There's 5. Yeah. 5 within the Phoenix area. And there's one in Tucson. I just remember this one in Tempe because it was Tempe's where ASU is, and this one was kind of nearby. Yeah, few miles. Yeah. So yeah. Oh, PP is banned. Anyone with a PP, anyone found with a PP is shot on sight. Yeah, that's right. We vote. We used to be a red state. Then we voted Biden. Now we're force feminizing all the little boys.
Found in 2012 that nearly 80% of Planned Parenthood's abortion clinics are within walking distance of minority communities.
Yes, because they're centrally planned to be within walking distance of communities. Yes.
Today, Black Americans only make up 13% of the U.S. population. Think of how different that might have been without the targeted abortion campaign to the Black community. I'm
Oh, I see why you linked it. Oh, it approached it.
Isabel Brown, and you're watching
Hold
the
on.
targeted abortion. 13% of the U.S. population. Think of how different that might have been without the targeted abortion campaign to the Black community. I'm
Probably not much different at all, actually, considering what we know about. Considering what we know about how populations grow over time. Probably not that different.
Isabel Brown, and you're watching Freedom Seeds.
Did she just shoot me?
Planned Parenthood is inherently racist. If you
Yeah, I guess you would know. Man, these arguments suck.
the First Amendment, don't forget to hit the heart button and share this with others. Hit save to add this episode to your arsenal of knowledge from Turning Point USA.
No, do it to me. Not Isabel Brown. Isabel Brown sucks. Get her out of here. You really wanted this video? This is trash. All right. So you say all these if people didn't commit abortion, how many more black people would there be in the United States? Probably not that different because, well, if they had abortions. Okay. If they were forced to have the kid, they might not have any more kids at all. So over a broader period of time, you know, statistics here, look at a broader period of time, probably had the same amount of kids they would have had even if they didn't have access to abortion. Just saying. All right, whatever. I'm gonna stop watching this video now. We're moving on. Ugh, get off my screen. We already did the feminization of men video. We did one. There's probably more. All right. Why? Why? You getting nervous, Jack? Why? You getting nervous, Jack? All right. Why gender and sex are the same. Let's talk about it. John Doyle. You think he's read all those books? Can he read? Oh, look. This one's from Dinesh D'Souza. This one's from Glenn Beck. This one's from Ann Coulter. So, maybe. Oh, God. Hold on. Let me blow my nose. I have books too. Where'd I put it? As I've shown many times before, Sun Tzu's The Art of War. I rhymed. Let's see what we can learn today. Oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here. Do not press a desperate enemy. An exhausted animal will still fight as a matter of natural law. So we're going to disregard that and attack John Doyle today. Forgive me, Father Sun Tzu. Oh, wait. Forgive me, Daddy Sue, for I am about to sin. How many pages is your copy? This is 457. There's a bunch of other stuff in here, too. It's, this is a used copy. There's, like, stains on it. It's like a complete text of all of his stuff. And there's also commentaries in here, so. Yeah. Okay. I wonder if I had an abridged version. You may have had like a shorter version of a bunch of his specific stuff. This has got a bunch more in it. You may have had like a version that's like all of Sun Tzu's stuff from this era or something like that. I don't know. All right. Hello, John Doyle. Give it to me.
They tell you that a man can actually identify as a woman, and your instinct, cognitive biology, and common sense reject this idea because your gender is decided at birth. And then they say, no, you're thinking of sex. You know, that word that used to be...
Wait, hold on. Are there captions? Auto-generated? Alright.
They tell you that a man can actually identify as a woman, and...
No, men don't identify as women. Alright, thanks for watching, everyone! John Doyle's destroyed!
And your instinct, cognitive biology, and common sense reject this idea because your gender is decided at birth. And then they say, no, you're thinking of sex. You know, that word that used to be synonymous with gender until we decided...
A lot of us are thinking of sex, let's be honest.
...that they were different. Yeah, that word. Sex is biological, gender is chosen. Except, that isn't true. Conversation?
Oh, okay. Okay. If gender is sex, why is it John Doyle a registered gender offender? Well, he offends me.
So, gender is separate from sex. This idea is being...
Wait, what did he say?
...is chosen. Except, that isn't true. Conversation is awesome.
Cringe.
So, gender is separate from sex. This idea is being promoted all over the media.
Okay. One more thing I want to add. I'm sorry. This is going to bug me the rest of the video. Headroom. Look at the top of his head. There needs to be like a space between you and the top of your frame. There needs to be a space between the top of your head and the top of the frame. Like just a little bit, but there needs to be something there. This is horrible fucking framing, John Doyle.
Media and culture. This idea is definitely being promoted in universities, I can tell you that for sure. And now even people actually as young as preschool and kindergarten are being indoctrinated with this idea, so take a look.
Okay.
The issue stems from a lesson on what it means to
Is it cultural Marxism, John Doyle?
be transgender. After a kindergarten student at Rockland Academy Gateway, born a boy, was reintroduced to her class as a transgender girl back in June. Her teacher read the class books about being transgender. The lesson was done without parents or administrators being notified.
I forgot who
Yeah, who cares? Okay, easy.
said it, but they were talking about what the left does when they try to sound intelligent. Like, they take a concept that is totally absurd, like gender being different from sex.
Like
and then
you?
They think that just because they can explain it to you with their rhetoric from their neo-Marxist pseudoscience.
Oh, it is cultural Marxism. Oh, wow.
And they compared it to when a baby spills SpaghettiOs all over its high chair and then thinks that just because it made it look like a dinosaur that it's done something intelligent. And then the parents are standing there like looking at this mess like...
Are you gonna make an actual argument here, or...
So here's the most damning observation for this idea. If you are born a male and you identify as a female, you will act in ways that females act in order to express this. You will take interest in things that females take interest in. In other words, you will start to artificially assume the role of a female using the ways that females naturally behave because of...
Artificially assume the role? No, you're just filling the role.
Their cognitive biology as your template. There would be no way for you to act like a woman.
Cognitive biology?
Tendency of biological women to act in a certain way. Your identity as a woman, despite being a man, is predicated on the fact that biological women have their own way of behaving. Without that, it collapses. Anyways, you'll find that most of this garbage...
He's saying a lot to kind of avoid getting to his point here, that he thinks that women act a certain way because of their biology. Okay, why do women wear dresses? It's not in their biology. Nothing in their genes that say it. Oh, I should have. If I knew I would be getting into this video, I would have been wearing a dress for this. But why do men wear ties? There's nothing in our biology that says we have to wear ties. What's up with that? It's just the traditions we've developed over generations.
Whether it be postmodern theory, existentialist theory, it can all be traced back to European intellectuals right after World War II, which of course led to the rejection of so-called modernism that is said to have caused the war. And of course they fled from Europe into the welcoming arms of American academia, many from the Frankfurt School. And it's
okay, yeah, so he's just a fucking Nazi. When I started this, I didn't watch this before. I said cultural Marxism is like a joke. I guess he believes it though. All right, let's carry on. What else have you got?
Funny because when the school settled in New York, they became heavily affiliated with Columbia University, and we all know that is the alma mater of the less favorite neo-Marxist Barack Obama.
President.
Oh, okay. Oh. Yeah, neo-Marxist Barack Obama. So do I need to argue against this? This is insane. This is absurd. Barack Obama is not a Marxist. How about that? I could make several. Do I need to make an argument? This is like nothing in Barack Obama's tenure as presidency. Nothing in Barack Obama's presidency did anything approaching Marxism. All right.
Obama will go down as perhaps the worst president in the history of the United States! Exclamation point at real Donald Trump. Well, at real Donald Trump, at least I will go down as a president.
Donald Trump built a wall. Donald Trump for us all.
Oh God.
These lines connect themselves if you just...
There's nothing in that about him being Marxist. That's not connected to your argument. I guess he just wanted to have a funny moment, but that's not really...
Do a quick few internet searches. The Frankfurt School, for those of you who are not familiar, is a social research.
Hold on.
Just do a quick...
Build a wall. Donald Trump for us all.
These lines connect themselves if you just do a quick few internet searches.
These lines connect themselves? These lines provided you to do a few internet searches? Oh no.
The Frankfurt School, for those of you who are not familiar, is a social research institute occupied by Marxist intellectuals. Anyways, with
Oh, that's all you got? Okay, well, if you're not going to provide it up any further, I can do it for you, because I actually like to bring receipts to this stuff. Guess what? Frankfurt School. Ah, yes. Frankfurt School. Hold up. Is the page here anymore? Wait, what? There used to be like a page here for the conspiracy theory of Oh, I guess it has its own page now. Okay, well, Cultural Marxism conspiracy theory. Far-right anti-Semitic conspiracy theory which claims Western Marxism as the basis of continuing academic and intellectual efforts to subvert Western culture. The conspiracists claim that an elite of Marxist theorists and Frankfurt School intellectuals are subverting Western society with a culture war that undermines the Christian values of traditionalist conservatism and promotes the cultural liberal values of 1960s counterculture, multiculturalism, progressive politics, and political correctness, misrepresented as identity politics created by critical theory. So that's what John Doyle's talking about. And if we search Control F, Frankfurt School. Well, I don't think we need to go any further into this. All right. So, I guess John Doyle might actually be a Nazi. I don't always like to jump into these videos and call people that, but holy shit, right? Didn't Obama legalize gay marriage? That's as Marxist as you can get. You may have a point. Those gender communists are taking over. Communists are in charge of gender. Well, didn't you know that's how they decide? Have you ever wondered what makes someone transgender? Well, it's the communists that decide it. That's it. Did someone say Caitlyn Bennett is hot? This is unacceptable. Yeah, some of these people in my chat are horny posting all the time. This is wild. I can't control them.
Gender theory in particular, they have this really convenient explanation, which is basically that the only reason that men and women are different is because they were taught to be different. They don't believe that there is a male or a female brain.
Well, in a way, this is true. Yes, hold on.
Gender theory in particular, they have this really convenient explanation, which is basically the Frankfurt School.
Let's hear this again.
Who are not familiar, is a social research institute occupied by Marxist intellectuals. Anyways, with gender theory in particular, they have this really convenient explanation, which is basically that the only reason that men and women are different is because they were taught to be different.
Well, taught to be different, I guess it's one way of looking at it, but this is kind of a reductive way of saying that we have generations of cultural norms that we're used to following and that we're used to doing. Which, in a way, I guess, yes, you're taught to do this. In the same way that you're taught to wait in line. You're taught to wait in line, wait in a queue before you walk up to the desk, at the post office. You're taught to go to the bathroom and shit and not shit on the sidewalk. We only do this because we're taught to do it. Well, yes, you're taught to do it, but it's also something that we as a society have... It's also something that we as a society have come to do over generations. Did someone say Caitlyn Bennett is hot? I agree. Lorelai, why? What is wrong with you people? Oh wait, Lorelai, you donated last time, but it didn't play during the look at Venezuela bit. Hold on, I can replay that alert for you.
My beloved Venezuela.
Lorelai 144 donated 2 Brazilian reais through Super Chat. Vuvuzela 100 Balon dead.
100 Balon dead. Alright, let's carry on with this video.
They don't believe that there is a male or a female brain. They don't like evolutionary psychology or biology at all, and they really don't like that virtually all empirical data contradicts this idea.
Okay. How much empirical data do you want to bet he's going to give us?
But nonetheless, this idea stemmed from a hypothesis that a woman named Simone...
Okay, nothing. Hold on. There's data like, oh, I really need to save this somewhere. Let me hide that real quick. I don't think I saved it here. There's data that people, yeah, no, he's talking male and female brains. There's data that suggests that trans people, they have markers in their brains that relate to the gender that they identify with. Even before, now there's nothing in here that's doxing. It's okay. But there's markers in their brain that correspond with the gender that they identify with, and this is, and they have this before they start going through the treatment. Don't the brains of trans women more closely match those of cis women? Yes, and it applies to men too. I really should have saved this. Damn. Oh, here it is. I think. Science Daily. Transgender brains are more like their desired gender from an early age. Blah, blah, blah. That's a lot of fucking words. Anyway, this is an actual European Society of Endocrinology. Brain activity and structure in transgender adolescents more closely resembles the typical brain activation patterns of their desired gender, according to findings to be presented in Barcelona. Yeah. Okay, cool. So, bye-bye. It's the end on the group studied. This is not the full article, so I don't have an answer for you. It doesn't say here. Let me look at this other thing. Hold on, what's the name of the person on this? Yeah, I don't see it. Mind pasting it in chat? There's the link. Yeah, I don't have like a membership to Science Daily, so I don't know. Or wherever. European Society of Endocrinology. I don't have research this for this. Or I don't have, you know, student membership or whatever. Okay. I guess if you Google trans brains, you might find some other stuff. But whatever. Let's just, we're getting too bogged down. Let's move on.
Data contradicts this idea. But nonetheless, this idea stemmed from a hypothesis that a woman named Simone de Beauvoir wrote about in her book titled The Second Sex in 1949. She wrote that one is not born but becomes a woman. This wasn't tested at the time. It was just a hypothesis, just a theory, but it's the foundation for all modern gender theory.
I actually have no idea what John Doyle is talking about now. I'm sorry. We might have to cut this out because it's not really important anyway.
This idea that you are just raised as a male or a female. So then, in the 1950s and 60s, this guy named John Money developed and tested a hypothesis that was based off this idea from Simone de Beauvoir. And his hypothesis was that sex is biological and gender is socially constructed. This is the twin study. You hear a lot about this. This is the foundation for all of it. This study, and when it was published, it was celebrated as groundbreaking and
I don't know this.
Huge success,
Sorry.
etc. So what was the study? Basically, this boy named David Reimer had a botched circumcision.
Oh, yeah.
Left him without a penis. So they removed his testicles and raised him as a girl. He had a twin brother, his name was Brian, and the idea was that they would raise David as a girl and Brian as a boy, and then they would see, you know, what happens. So
that would never pass an ethics board, by the way. Holy shit.
two twin boys. Some of these exercises that they did to reinforce the gender roles had these two twin boys assuming sex positions with each other while John Money took pictures. David, now referred to as Brenda, would have to be in the submissive position while his brother would be in the dominant position. This is how they...
John Doyle, what are you reading in your spare time?
Did it. Gender psychology for you folks, and some might call it child abuse, some. This, by the way, is the reason...
What the fuck is that? That's not even an argument. Holy shit.
...that we now separate sex from gender.
This crazy guy in the 60s, when we used to do electroshock, when we used to electroshock homos back in the day, we'd institutionalize them, did something fucked up, therefore all of gender psychology is wrong. That's not an argument, John Doyle. You can't draw that conclusion from it.
You folks, and some might call it child abuse, some. This, by the way, is the reason
Yeah.
that we now separate...
That, what happened there is child abuse, but this is not. But gender psychology is not child abuse. That's like saying, oh, electroshock therapy was used to harm people, therefore we shouldn't ever use it. No, it's not true. Electroshock therapy helps a lot of people. You don't want to force people to go through it when it's like as a method of torture, but it's helpful for people. It's actually been helpful for like people with depression and PTSD. All right.
Sex from gender. This study. This is the reason why, since it was considered to be so successful upon its publication. Was it successful? Well, when David got to be older and his child abuse was revealed to him, he decided that he would rather live as a boy. He said that during the transition from being raised as a girl to living as a boy was the first time in his entire life that he felt happy. He was finally able to live.
This isn't an argument against your point, John Doyle. This is an argument in favor of me. Now, all that stuff you talked about gender, yes, the gender roles that we fill are a certain way, but the rest of it, it's in your brain, isn't it? You said it yourself, it was psychology.
And be treated as a boy, and he was happy.
Hold on. If we attribute being trans to differences in the brain rather than gender being a social construct, anyone is free to adopt and developing the sexist myth that women are hardwired for certain tasks. Well, not necessarily. Hold on, let me think about that. Okay, well, here's a thought. Abolish gender altogether. Okay.
He felt normal. He was thriving. So it would seem that the results of this study that was so supposedly successful are actually incorrect. Also, it's worth mentioning that David's brother Brian later developed schizophrenia.
Hold on, say this again.
He was thriving. So it would seem that the results of this study that was so supposedly successful are actually incorrect. Also, it's worth mentioning that David's brother Brian later developed schizophrenia, which is of course linked to childhood trauma, and he died from an overdose of antidepressants, and then 2 years later David blew his head off with a sawed-off shotgun. That's the result of this study. That's the result that no one talks about.
Okay.
Cut off the flow of information after the study was published. You don't like to talk about the aftermath.
What? Not gonna lie, my eyes are glazing over as I listen to this fucker. Yeah, kind of me too. So he goes on and talks about, okay, yes, childhood trauma can cause some people with what's it called? Like schizophrenia, but it's like, yeah, like dormant schizophrenia. Yeah, child abuse and traumatic events can cause it to come out in people. John Doyle here is saying this is the result of gender studies, which is not founded in reality here.
The study is then the foundation of this idea of gender fluidity and multiple genders.
Yeah.
Emerged in the 1980s and 1990s from people like Judith Butler, who of course.
Do we want to finish this video, or can we just like call it there?
Money in the twin study is the basis of her hypothesis. Even Money would have thought multiple genders is absurd, and he literally took pictures of softcore.
Yeah, nobody cites Reimer as an argument for gender. It's usually talked about as how not to conduct research. Yeah, that is the good takeaway from it.
Child pornography in the name of science. So there's his credibility.
Wait, what?
is the basis of her hypothesis. Even Money would have thought multiple genders is absurd, and he literally took pictures of softcore people like Judith Butler, who
Sorry,
of course
I missed
cites
this.
Money in the twin study as the basis of her hypothesis. Even Money would have thought multiple genders is absurd, and he literally took pictures of softcore child pornography in the name of science. So there's his credibility.
Why is John Doyle so obsessed with child pornography? This is strange.
This is not science. It's not credible. It's not true. Gender is not separate from sex, and anyone that tries to convince you that it is, ask them if they know that the only proof they have of this hypothesis is that a guy tried to raise twins as boys and girls like 50 years ago, and then both of them later ended up living troubled lives and dying prematurely.
Oh man, is John Doyle a basketball player? Cause that's a fucking reach! Yeah. My eyes are glazing over too.
This is how they explain it, because they don't like the biological differences between men and women, especially those that pertain to cognitive functions, and it's a really funny explanation if you think about it.
Okay. Hold on here. Someone has conducted research on this. Someone has compiled a list of things. I want to pull it up. Hold up. Aha, here we are. Okay, so as some of you may know, regardless of your opinions of Vosh, he has compiled something he's called the Ultimate Research Document, which has a whole bunch of science links in it. So, LGBTQ issues. Trans people are valid. Oh boy. An incomplete list of the reputable scientific and social organizations which affirm the validity of transgender people. It's not an illness. Trans people preserving respect and equal rights serves as a this also serves as a list of the institutions which recognize the difference between sex and gender. American Psychological Association, American Medical Association, blah 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 blah. You get it. Ay. Okay, I'm looking for sex is complicated and not binary. Oy. Scientific American graphic describing many characteristics which factor into one's sexual identity. Redirect notice. Beyond XX and XY, extraordinary complexity of sex determination. Yeah, okay, enough of that. There are differences between sex and gender. Alright, not seeing quite here. Alright, so we got the gist of it. But what else has he got?
Here it is. There are 13 brilliant male mathematicians for every one brilliant female mathematician. But that's only...
He's about to say women are stupid. I can tell it. Oh boy.
Because men were raised to like math and women weren't. Really? Colleges aren't giving scholarships exclusively for women in STEM? Women aren't hired...
Hold on.
...for every one brilliant female mathematician. But that's only because men were raised to like math and women weren't.
Men are raised to like math and women weren't? You sure about that?
Really? Colleges aren't giving scholarships exclusively for women in STEM?
All right, hold up. Let's do this properly.
Male mathematicians for every one brilliant female mathematician. But that's only because men were raised to like math and women weren't. Really? Colleges aren't giving scholarships exclusively for women in STEM? Women aren't hired at a 2-to-1 ratio over men in STEM jobs? Who's not encouraging them?
Are you... This doesn't run counter to your argument.
Where is this boogeyman?
So, scholarships being offered for STEM does not mean... Okay, first off, STEM includes a lot more. Yeah, first off, STEM majors includes a lot more than just math. So, these comparisons are not analogous. Next, the fact that scholarships are being offered for these things kind of suggests that there's not many people joining. Okay, the fact that scholarships are being offered for women joining STEM careers suggests that there aren't many women going into STEM careers in the first place.
Hired at a 2-to-1 ratio.
Not hired at a 2-to-1 ratio? What is this? National Hiring Experiments. 2-to-1 faculty preference for women on STEM tenure track. I'd be interested to see if this applies to the other stuff in STEM. You know, instead of just math. Sorry, what's the acronym? Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So that's extremely broad. Hey, okay, John Doyle, you tried. Yeah, what is it with conservatives and conflating data points like this? This is not how research works. This is not how science works. My God.
Ratio over men in STEM jobs? Who's not encouraging them? Where is this boogeyman? Here's an anecdote.
Who's not encouraging them? Where's this boogeyman? Well,
one brilliant female mathematician. But that's only because men were raised to like math and women weren't. Really? Colleges.
well, who made that argument too? He didn't provide that. He just used that. He just pulled that out of the ether.
Life that supports this in addition to the facts that I. Where is this boogeyman? Here's an anecdote from my life that supports this in addition to the facts.
Here's an anecdote. Well, we can just disregard it then. Bye-bye. And we're going to go over this on stream, but we're going to skip it in the video.
I just gave. I grew up with sisters, and I had 2 sisters, and so we had more girl toys than boy toys. So when I'd play with my sister, we'd usually play with Barbies or something like that. But she didn't like playing with me because I would always make the Barbies fight or kill each other and rip each other's legs and heads off. And I know that you think I was a child sociopath, but that was just my male drive.
No, you're an adult sociopath too.
To dominate and fight and conquer, just shining through. It didn't matter what I was playing with. Like, sure, it was easier to make my army guys fight, but I.
Oh yeah, he totally fucking jacked off on his sister's Barbie doll. Yeah, look at that face. You know he did.
Won't hesitate to run a Barbie over with a pink convertible either. So parents that try to raise their kids with gender-neutral toys often find that the child is going to inevitably do what the child wants to do with them. For their theory of sex and gender being different, it must be true that there's nothing that makes a man except for his reproductive organs, and nothing that makes a woman except for her reproductive organs as well. They reject the idea that there's a male and
He's not good at making any arguments.
female brain. And they dismiss any empirical differences in male and female brains as a result of being conditioned or taught to behave in certain ways or take interest in
Rambling, incoherent madman.
certain things. Obviously, there are exceptions to these tendencies, but citing an anecdote about a friend that you have that's better than boys at solving complex mathematical equations doesn't invalidate the observed tendencies between the two genders.
Dog, you just cited an anecdote about you fucking your sister's Barbie dolls to support your claim. That doesn't counter the argument that sex and gender are different. Man, you fucked that one up, John!
2. There are 2 genders. So let's look at a few of these. First, I want to talk about IQ because I think it's very important, and then I'll talk more about IQ.
Men are hardwired to play with Hasbro toys. I wanted to make a joke, but I don't have a joke. I don't have anything. Sorry.
Another video, but with IQ differences between men and women, women tend to have average IQs with a steeper normal distribution, meaning that they are more likely to have average intelligence or not deviate from that to either extreme very much. The average male IQ is roughly the same as the average female IQ. However, we also concentrate in both extremes of the distribution, meaning that we have many more high IQ men than high IQ women. But to the contrary, we also have more low IQ men than we do low IQ women. This explains why men dominate STEM fields and women dominate lower IQ majors like early education.
My God, he needs to like take some like public speaking classes because everything he says is just monotonous and just run on sentence. I don't know what the fuck you're going on about.
Social work. And to this you might say, well, if men also have clustered presence of low IQ individuals, where are they in those majors? Well, if you look at the graph, you'll notice that while
I take it back. He broke the monotony there and it fucking sucked.
the IQs are low in comparison, they are still at or slightly above average. This explains why while they are female dominated, there's still a male presence. So what happened to all those low IQ men that I mentioned earlier? They didn't go to college. That's what happened. Women are
Okay.
consistently attending college more than men. But the thing we're told to complain about is only when men are more likely to be able to do cognitively challenging
Yeah, no. Why are men not applying to college as much? Oh! 'Cause shit's fucking expensive!
tasks pertaining to science and technology, despite its clear explanation through our own biodiversity. Men and women generally perform at about the same level on cognitive tasks, but they have strengths and weaknesses for specific tasks. For example, men excel at mental object rotation, whereas women excel at object location, which of course is why men prefer to use cardinal directions and women prefer to use landmarks.
I don't know if that's true. I feel like that's just some weird... Oh, that's a nice face. I feel like that's just kind of some weird anecdote he pulled up. I really have to pee. I'm sorry, guys. I will be back. I guess we'll finish this. God, I don't want to. Okay, I'm back. Also, it's been... I just looked outside and it's really windy and dusty here. That might explain the drop-off I'm feeling in energy. Because it messes with my allergies when that happens. Fuck! I don't know if y'all have... I don't know if you guys have... I don't know if y'all have seen, like, what Arizona looks like when it's windy. Like, the Arizona dust. Oh, it's horrible. Okay, not quite as bad as that, but so like these are like really bad days. When there's like a monsoon, there's like a big, huge wave of it coming through. Yeah. Oh, that's a really bad day. That's kind of what it looks like outside, just a little nicer than that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and like cars crash and it's bad. I was hoping for a nicer picture. But yeah, there's a lot of dust outside right now. How is living in the desert? I actually don't hate it. It's my least favorite part of Arizona is this. Because I've lived here my whole life and my allergies to this always mess with me. Like if I step outside right now, like I'm gonna have a headache all day tomorrow. So I'm not gonna go outside. Ugh. Oh yeah. This is a light rail station in Phoenix. It's like really bad. It can be really bad in like the outlying areas. Like the edges of Phoenix, the edges of the city, and some of the smaller cities, some of the smaller towns outside. But this here is in the urban area at a light rail station. People waiting for the light rail. Fuck! Oh! This is hands down my least favorite part. And there's... You know, some places have like weird weather that's like just a certain time of the year though. This dirt is year round. Pop on face wrap, shield the dust, and you're good. It gets in everything. Ugh. And there's like, I think there's like shit in this dirt that fucks you up. I don't. It's nasty stuff. So like when I wear like a mask, we've all been wearing masks now. It is coarse and rough, and it gets everywhere, and it's irritating. So like, you know, we've all been wearing masks lately. I've been wearing ones like this. I've been wearing masks like my whole life. Like I've always had some kind of mask or bandana for when a dusty storm like this hits. Like when I would go to school, go to campus, go to ASU, I'd always have a bandana or something with me just in case fucking dust storms started, and it happened a lot. It gets worse when we don't have rain, and we haven't, for whatever reason, the monsoon season this year or this last year never happened. Just no monsoons. We had one, at least one here. It was, gross. All right. Anyway, aside from that, I don't really hate the desert too much. It gets hot here in the summertime, like really hot, 120 degrees. I just don't go outside at all. Ugh, I'm hearing the house rattle with the wind.
It's hard for these topics to exist in
I should get a gas mask.
a vacuum because now I want to talk about IQ and transgender influence on children.
He would want to talk about IQ.
And I want to go in deeper with the differences between men and women, but
Oh
basically
yeah.
what it breaks
Go in deeper, John Doyle. Give it to me.
down to is that if you're going to argue that men and women are the same, if you're going to argue that men only act like men because they're taught to do so, then why is it so highly correlated? So if 0.6% of the population identifies...
No, it's just part of it, John Doyle. Certain things men are taught to do over generations, and that's how it's been. Not always, though.
...as transgender, that means the correlation coefficient for possessing male traits and having a dick is like 0.994. And yes, of course, we're not supposed to assume that all correlations...
I'm sorry, that made no sense.
...population identifies as...
Is it true nighttime in the desert is really cold? Depends on the time. depends on the time of year. Like in the middle of the summer, like June, July, August, when it's 120 degrees during the day, depending on where you are in the desert, it can still be 190 degrees throughout the night. Yeah, we are talking Fahrenheit. It's just fucking horrible. Although usually once the end of the summer dips off, it gets to be around 60, 70 at night, and then 100 degrees in the day. But, there's like a period of like a month or two where it's just hot all the time. Yeah, but like here in the wintertime, like fall, winter, spring, yeah, it gets really cold. Like this morning, it was like, oh gee, this morning outside was like 50 degrees. And we get freezing temperatures here every year. It's several times. Yeah. Right now it says it's 79 degrees outside, 55 degrees this morning. Very nice. But like we get freezing temperatures here a lot in the wintertime. We don't really get snow, but we do get like, frozen stuff. Snow cones. So if you're not careful, like you can still slip on ice, like on the sidewalks. And plants freeze. Yeah. And sometimes, it doesn't happen very often, but sometimes pipes freeze and break. And that's always exciting when that happens. Because usually people aren't prepared for that. Because it's usually, it's kind of warm, kind of cooler, and then whoop, temperature drops. And nobody was prepared for it.
Are the same. If you're going to argue that men only act like men because they're taught to do so, then why is it so highly correlated? So if 0.6% of the population identifies as transgender, that means the correlation coefficient for possessing male traits and having a dick is like 0.994. And yes, of course, we're not, supposed to assume that all correlations are inherently causal, but like when it's 0.994 and it's been that way for the last 6 million years, you kind of have to start to wonder. But okay, let's look at the counter argument.
I don't understand the argument he's trying to make here. I don't care.
99.4% of the population isn't transgender. Actually, let's use 99% because the numbers I found didn't include gender nonconforming, which is a thing now too, by the way. So let's say that 99% of the population.
It's always been a thing, actually, but it's okay.
Identifies as the gender that they were born as. Their argument is that the only reason that is the case is because we're conditioned into that self-identification. They say that by dressing boys in blue and giving girls dolls instead of trucks, we're perpetuating this oppressive cycle.
Blue used to be associated with girls and pink with boys. Just a fun thing, I know.
And that we're abusing our children because we're deciding their gender for them. Okay? I mean, just really think about this. There are so many, infinitely many differences between the two genders regarding cognitive and behavioral functionality. And there's no way that every...
He hasn't given any examples of cognitive functionality. Oh, that face. What? Better at locative and rotative tasks? That's not really...
Parent in the history of humanity just sat down with their children and said, now Billy, because you're a boy, you must excel in math, handle stress less effectively, be more competitive, be less likely to give up, be more likely to choose difficult tasks over easy tasks, take risks, be less interested in nurturing behavior.
John Doyle's got some issues.
Be more interested in scientific or blue-collar jobs, Billy.
No, but it's like, it piles up over time, and a lot of people are like, hey, I think, Billy, I think you should go to college. I'm going to encourage this behavior in you. Good job. Sally? Here's your dollies. Don't. Oh, you want to go higher education? Oh, honey, that's not for girls. That's for boys. Football's a boys' sport.
That conversation has literally never happened, and they don't even claim that it did. They claim...
Yeah, but, okay.
It's only because boys get signed up for T-ball and they're given Legos for Christmas that all of this just so happens to fall into place.
Legos.
Completely ignores the biological differences between male and female brains regarding the different sizes and developments of certain areas of the brain or the functionality of the neurons in general being different.
In a different life, John Doyle. Maybe we shouldn't make fun of John Doyle. He might be like one bad day away from committing hate crimes or something.
That was all from one chapter of one book that I have about sexual biodiversity, by the way, and all of those are backed by dozens of clinical trials. Challenge
John Doyle, you can't read. Don't lie to us.
And I've got a dozen more examples. Do you actually think that parents are consciously forcing their kids into these behaviors? Have you ever?
I'm sorry, I just noticed something stupid. Okay, up here, right behind his head, Glenn Beck book. Okay? Not only is it dumb to own a Glenn Beck book, but look at this. Look at what's hiding behind my head. Another Glenn Beck book. Why? Why are they separate? Why? Why do you're not sorting it by author? What kind of there's no organization to your books, John Doyle? What is this? That is the most offensive thing about this video, actually. I am furious. I'm mad.
Ever been around a parent trying to force his or her kid to do anything they don't want to do? Do you really think that they'd keep at it for 18 years just to make sure the kid turns out like a boy or a girl? No.
This is an appeal to intuition. It's not really an argument. It's a fallacy. Cause these little things, this face. Oh, he's coming. This is an appeal to intuition, appeal to tradition. What he's describing, these little, it's not like, hold on.
Behaviors. Have you ever been around a parent trying to force his or her kid to do anything?
Yeah. It's little things over time, over the period of life. Yeah, over the period of adolescence and growing up, little things over generations, they all add up and contribute to this over time.
Anything they don't want to do? Do you really think that they'd keep at it for 18 years just to make sure the kid turns out like a boy or a girl? No.
Because, like, if this were true, like, it would be very easy to stop kids from, like, growing up to be, like, murderers or thieves or violent. But it's not, because it's a lot more complicated than that.
Because they don't need to. Because
if it were easy to make, yeah, if it were easy to make kids, all right, whatever.
18 years just to make sure the kid turns out like a boy or a girl? No, because they don't need to. Because actually, there do exist a subculture of vile, abusive parents that are hell-bent on making their kids transgender for the sake of virtue signaling.
I have not really seen enough of that to believe that. No. Yeah, this is conspiracy. You know, he started this with the cultural Marxists, and now he's ending it with, oh, some kids they want to make their kids transgender because they want a virtue signal. Who the fuck wants to do that? I don't think so. You've got no evidence to back that up.
Get that out of the way. We had to watch a documentary in one of my AP psychology classes in high school, and this mom gets on the screen and she goes, and then I asked, how long have you felt like a girl? And her son goes, Mama, I don't feel like a girl. I am a girl. And then the mom goes, whoa, like it's some sort of magical moment. And the kid's on hormones now, and he's being raised like a girl. So yeah, that kid's being abused because...
Strong doubts the kid's on hormones. It's probably on hormone blockers, which is literally the opposite.
Because the narrative is corrupting everything. My sister thought she was a boy one time. She cut her hair. She only wore boys' clothes, and she was like 9. This went on for a year, and then she was like, okay, that was fun. I'm all done. Can you imagine what would have happened if my mom was like, yeah, you are a boy?
No, this should be encouraged. Let them explore. Let kids explore that stuff. No, easy. He's using this as a dismissive, but this is a good thing. It means your parents were probably good at accepting parents that they allowed that to happen. What happened to you, John Doyle?
Boy started giving her hormones. These people are so sick. They literally want to find out if their kid is trans as soon as possible so they can immediately start hormone therapy because they want to block the child from going through puberty. 75 to 95% of these kids...
Oh, that's interesting. Because you're fucking wrong, John Doyle. hormone therapy is not. Okay, I'm not getting this wrong, right? Hormone therapy is not hormone blockers. There's the two entirely different things. Yeah. Hormone therapy, yeah, hormone therapy is when they give you hormones, not, yeah, hormone therapy is when they give you hormones. Hormone blockers are when they stop your body from making hormones. And guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Both of which are medications that are used for non-trans people to treat a wide range of conditions. It's not a new thing. It's been around for quite a while now. Yeah.
Won't end up identifying.
Let's hear this
find
again.
out if their kid is trans as soon as possible, so they can immediately start hormone therapy because they want to block the child from going through puberty.
See, so some part of him there even knew. Some part of him described it, so he knows they're different. What is it with conservatives like fundamentally misunderstanding this? Like, it seemed a lot of them seem to take like such a hostile approach to it, and then they try to describe it, and then it's like just a complete misunderstanding. They don't understand any of the treatment. They don't understand any of the process or how it works at all. John Doyle here is like approaching that. He's approaching describing it correctly, and then he gets into the hostile stuff. It's like he began to do the research on it. He began to understand it, but he fell back on his feelings because he didn't like what he was reading.
75 to 95% of these kids won't end up identifying as trans. You are abusing your child for this.
Oh, look, what is this? There's no source, so it's worthless. Yeah, no source. So, thanks for that, I guess. He has a book indicating where he should end up when the revolution happens. Oh, gulag. Ha ha. We're not doing gulags. or Nanking, maybe? No. That's a bad joke. He has a Richard Dawkins book, The Selfish Gene. I don't think Dawkins would have liked you, Mr. Doyle.
For the sake of being on the right side of history, it's therapy because they want to block the child from going through puberty. 75 to 95% of these kids won't end up identifying as trans.
Is this true, though? As noted earlier, prior to widespread promotion of transition affirmation, 75-95% of gender dysphoric youth ended up happy with their biological sex after passing through puberty. Is there truth to this? I don't really. First off, gender dysphoric is not trans. It's different. But okay.
You are abusing your child for the sake.
The fact that he's not giving. Yeah, I'm sorry. The fact that he's not giving the source for this suggests to me that it's either something that he knows is not reputable, or it says something that disagrees with him. Let's see. Sorry guys, I just got a new keyboard and I'm not quite used to it yet. And by just got, I mean today. Like it just arrived in the mail today. Alright, I think I found it. Okay, so the original thing that he's citing here, I'm a pediatrician. Okay, The Daily Signal, which I'm not familiar with. I'm a pediatrician. How transgender ideology has infiltrated my field and produced large-scale child abuse. And this person goes on Fox News.
Michelle Cretella is the president of the American
Talking to Tucker Carlson.
College of Pediatricians. She just wrote a piece in which she says, we're quoting now, transgender ideology has infiltrated my field and produced large-scale child abuse.
I can see why John Doyle might not want to cite Tucker Carlson. Hang on 1 second. I'm looking at something here. Dawkins is a huge reactionary. He would love this guy. He might, but I don't know. Dawkins is a weird person. Yeah, new keyboard. And it lights up. Hold on, this probably isn't viewable. Oh yeah, it's red. Hold on. Let me do the red. It can change colors, kind of. Yeah. Green, purple, yellow. All right, blue. Yeah. But this was like the point I was looking for. The thing on the keyboard I was looking for. It's got like a wrist guard, and oh my god, the keyboard that I've been using has just broke. It just stopped working. And it's like, well, fuck, I need a new one. And the replacement that I had that's been like in a box somewhere, this was the replacement keyboard I was using. This gave me like horrible carpal tunnel. There's like no, oh my god, just editing, and I'm just like, aha, Control Z, Control S, Control, and like, it hurts my wrist. You served me well. Goodbye. Okay, where was I? What was I saying? Press Alt F4. That should fix it. It might. Wait, isn't the American College of Pediatricians like a weird organization? Hold on, something in my head is saying, here we are. Okay, American College of Pediatricians is a socially conservative advocacy group of pediatricians and other healthcare professionals. Yeah. The group's primary focus is advocating against abortion and the adoption of children by gay or lesbian people. It also advocates conversion therapy. I can see why John Doyle didn't cite these people. All right. Okay. You know what? I think we can dismiss them now. Press the secret key under the space bar. What secret key? Under the space bar. There's no secret key under the... What are you talking about? What is the space bat? Oh, if you play well, lib. There's a game called Sunless Skies where you pilot a flying train through the sky. I'm not joking. You can get bats. You can like you can get a scout that's a bat, and you send the bat out, and it does like a circle, and then it reports back information to you. It's a space bat. I think it's stupid. Also, for anyone watching, if you're interested, sunless skies and sunless seas. When you're creating your character, you know, a lot of games you gotta pick like your gender or your sex, male or female. When you're creating your character in sunless seas and skies, you don't pick your gender, you pick your term of address. So for example, there's like 20 different terms of address. So when you go throughout the rest of the game, other people will refer to you as maybe Mr., maybe Sir, maybe Madam, or Doctor, or Captain, or Professor. And that's a lot cooler, I think. So instead of like, oh, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, it could be, yes, Doctor, yes, Captain. That's so much cooler, in my opinion. All right, okay. Just wanted to say that.
Sake of being on the right side of history. You are dangerously incompetent, and your ancestors are frowning on you. They did not survive plagues and wars just for their bloodline to start throwing hormones around to make their kids confused and depressed for the sake of, it's 2018 America, or 2019 now. No, gender and sex are not different. They are the same.
Yikes.
Same thing. There are male brains, there are female brains, there are men, there are women. Transgender people are suffering from gender dysphoria or gender identity disorder, whichever DSM you prefer.
Not true. Actually, trans people don't necessarily have to have either one of them. Not that you know that, because you didn't read the DSM.
And we have to help them with their condition. But normalizing this and pretending that it's backed by science helps no one at all. It isn't backed by
We already went over that it is backed by science, so you lose.
Science. It's backed by child abuse that was labeled as an experiment and some postmodern neo-Marxist
Okay.
theory. That's it.
Okay, so his evidence that all of his evidence is this is child abuse. Okay, so his claim is gender and sex are the same because it's child abuse. This one crazy guy did a study 70 years ago, and I didn't read the literature, but trust me, bro. Here's an anecdote. Also, here's the American College of Pediatricians who people don't trust.
Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.
Yeah, fuck you, John Doyle. How about this? Heck off, commie. Heck off, John Doyle. Wait, am I looking at him? Get the heck out of here. All right, there we go. We got through the whole fucking video. Oh my God, we did it. That was painful.
Hopefully we all learned something, right?
Yeah, we did. We learned not to trust John Doyle. Okay, we're done recording now. Fuck that. Holy shit. Holy shit, that was so bad. Oh my God. Why did we do this? Why did we do this? Dylan? Dylan, where the fuck are you? This is your fault. Based. Yes, it is based. It is really nice. Sunless series fucking Lovecraftian? Yes. Yes, in a way. Okay, it was all based off of an original browser game, which is still around, called Fallen London, and the Sunless Sea, Sunless Skies came after that. They're all pretty different from Fallen London. It's Lovecraftian, but it's not based off of Lovecraft stories, if that makes sense. It's like there's some clear inspirations, and the type of writing is kind of similar to Lovecraftian. Like when he talks about cosmic horror and the existence of stuff greater than humanity's existence that we're only like fumbling at in the darkness. It's similar like that, but it's not based off of any Lovecraft stories or anything like that. It's like all original stuff. If that makes sense. Gotta get it now. I really liked it. Lovecrafting is not his work, it's just the vibe, yes. The games are also very atmospheric, and, well, I should warn you, they can be kind of slow. Well, Seas is really slow. Skies is a lot more faster. And, yeah, there's some neat stuff. And it's not, there's no jump scares or anything like that. The horror, most of the horror comes from all the text. It's a lot of reading, I should warn you. And, yeah, there's a lot more to it. Okay. Please play Dead Space. I don't want to play Dead Space. No. No, you can't make me. Dead Space, I don't like games like Dead Space. Dead Space is like jump scares, horror, gore. I don't like that kind of stuff. Sunless, like Sunless Sea, Sunless Sky, Fallen London. I like that kind of horror where it's a lot more slow. And it's a lot more like it's less, here's a bunch of gore and in your face, and it's more, what's out there? What's out there that's, you know, there's a, what was the quote from Harbinger? Or no, Sovereign from Mass Effect. Rudimentary creature of blood and flesh. There is an existence so far beyond your imagining. You mentioned cutting your hair. Surely when you do donate to cancer orgs for wigs and stuff. I don't think it's long enough for that. Isn't there a way to do it? Is there a way? I mean, is there like a way to do it that's like, maybe I should research it. Not Locks of Love, because Locks of Love like sells it and stuff. But, or maybe they're the good ones. Maybe they're the bad. I don't remember. Hair donation. Wigs for kids. That sounds better. How crazy would it be if like I get my hair cut and then like I keep my hair as a wig, and then I'm just streaming one day and I'm like, oh yeah, this hair is getting pretty hot, and I just take it off in front of everybody. That would be amazing. Minimum of 12 inches. I might be at 12 inches. Did I get vaccinated yet? No. I'm not in any of the groups that I can get it yet. All right. We're going to do one more thing. One more segment. Y'all ready for some... oh boy. Y'all ready for some Freedom Tunes? Don't you love Freedom Tunes, people? Don't you love Freedom Tunes? Don't we love him? I want to see the people freaking out. I want to see us freaking out. Spot Among Us on desktop. Yeah, there's nothing here to like dox me or anything, I think. Among Us, Sunless Sea, A Hat in Time, Black Mesa, Hearthstone, World of Warcraft, Disco Elysium. Half of these I've never played yet. I've installed them and I haven't played them yet. That's just life. That's life. Also, like, I'll start games and then I'll be like, Or I'll install it and then I'll be like, I don't want to play it. Sometimes I'll play it and then it's like, this is nice, but I just don't get satisfaction out of things quite like other people do. Quite like I'm supposed to. That's what the pills are for. Use Audacity. Bro, use Audacity. Fucking Chad, base as fuck. I hate Audacity, I'm gonna be honest. Audacity, Discord, Adobe Creative Suite, Adobe Photoshop, Blender, Calibre, Twitch, Streamlabs. I really should practice Blender more. Okay. Freedom Tunes, huh? All right. So as we say, we're looking for the ones where he presents arguments because that's what we're here for. So feminazi versus reality. We can title this one Freedom Tunes versus reality. Oh. Hold on. Let me take a drink. Let's be honest here. His real, like, pièce de résistance, his magnum opus, is every Rubin report ever. That's the best one. All right, let's take a look. Feminazi versus reality. I believe the term feminazi was coined by Rush Limbaugh. So that's a nice lasting cultural legacy.
Society hates women! We live under patriarchy! Huh. I don't know. I mean, I've always felt most responsible adults kind of see it as a grass is greener thing. Men have it hard in some areas, women have it hard in other areas. No.
Hey, the hair changed. It was green, now it's blue.
I don't know. I mean, I've always felt most responsible adults kind of see it as a grass is greener thing.
Okay, I agree. I think that's part of it, but God, I hate this smug fucking persona he's made. Fucking anime Abby avatar.
Men have it hard in some areas, women have it hard in other areas.
Okay.
No, that's not true.
It changed color again.
There's no such thing as sexism against men. How do you figure?
What?
Because society hates women. Why do you think that? Because it's never sexist against men. Uh-huh. Look at all...
Is every video he does just a straw man? Holy shit.
All these reasons that prove society is unfair to women.
Look at all these reasons that prove society is unfair to women. Okay. Make less money. Yes. Okay. That's a good start. Underrepresented in desirable careers. Why is desirable in quotations? That makes it seem eugenicist. What the fuck? Portrayed as sex objects in media. Yeah, Zach, don't stutter on the word sex. People are gonna think you're weird. Okay. Yes, because in media, many women are portrayed as objects to be desired rather than individuals with their own bodily autonomy. Expected to raise kids. Yes, that is an expectation that's kind of unfair. Must deal with existence of Milo Yiannopoulos. Okay, that affects everyone equally. I would also add the fear of being sexually assaulted and harassed by men. That's a pretty big one that a lot of women have that men don't have to deal with. What else? Well, we'll just go.
Proves we live under patriarchy.
Oh, there we go.
Look at all these ways in which society is unfair to men.
All right, let's take a look. Work more hours, make up 93% of workplace deaths. True. Wait, so are you admitting that the other stuff with women is true too? Wow. that's actually surprisingly based from Freedom Tunes. Overrepresented in undesirable careers. I don't know what that means to him. More hours and 93% of workplace deaths. It's true. Men often have to work, or men are often working. Hold on, let's try that again. A lot of the most dangerous jobs are done by men. Like, the most dangerous job in the United States is like fucking crab fishing. And while there are women who do it, it's not very many. Now, broadly speaking, men tend to be more muscles, tend to be stronger, so they do more. So jobs that demand more muscles, more strength, tend to have more men. Portrayed as morons and losers in media. I don't think this is equatable to the sexual objectification of men. This doesn't quite happen quite on the same level. More likely to lose custody of kids and home in divorce. Is there truth to this? I'm not really. I've been familiar with the alimony thing being a little more overblown, but are men more likely to lose? It might be true, yeah. I actually haven't done any research on this, so it might be true. Although it would make sense that, like, if the men are working and paying child support, then it would be the women who get custody of the kids because the man's working. Or women who get more custody. It's usually like a partial custody thing. Alright, you know what? It looks like he's probably onto something. Whoops, didn't mean to close that. Well, no one's saying anything in chat, so I guess I'm not that off base. Assuming you don't think we're weird. Okay, true. Where am I? Rape and other forms of horrific violence. Okay. Man, I'm sorry. The way you wrote this is just so annoying. God, sentence structure, please. Rape and other forms of horrific violence, such as genital mutilation, seen as funny if done to a male. Yeah, this is... No, undeniably, though, this is a thing. Last one's most important, in my opinion. It is bad, yes. I will say, though, I don't know if it's quite, like, massively... It's a thing, and it's bad. I don't know if it's equatable with the fear of sexual assault that women have to deal with. And he put it opposite of must deal with the existence of Milo Yiannopoulos. Okay, so that's obviously a joke answer. But no, he's right. That sucks. I don't know. I don't understand why people make that a thing.
Those don't count. If society exists to privilege men and oppress women, those things can't be the result of sexism. No. If society
I don't even understand the straw man.
Society exists to privilege men and oppress women, those things wouldn't happen. All you're doing is rejecting evidence.
Say this again.
Can't be the result of sexism. No. If society exists to privilege men and oppress women, those things wouldn't happen. All you're doing is rejecting evidence that men have it difficult in some areas so that you won't have to adjust your original theory that sexism only happens to women. That's called circular reasoning. Look, I can do it too. We live under matriarchy. Look at all these reasons why.
Oh, it's the same thing.
See how hard men have it? You're selectively editing out the negatives of being a woman. Look at all these ways in which women have a hard time.
This is a fucking annoying video. Oh my god. Almost as if patriarchy affects both men and women negatively. It just so happens to also favor men over women in many key parts of life. Ding, ding, ding! Winner, winner, chicken dinner!
Oh, sweetie, no, those don't count because we live under matriarchy.
Sweetie.
Sexism against women doesn't count. It's really problematic.
Oh no.
And the fact that so many women deny the matriarchy exists is really just proof of matriarchy itself.
Oh, please, give me one example of why men have it hard, besides all of the examples you've given. Okay.
Okay, if we're gonna steel man this though, get rid of this straw man. Steel man this, right? It's not that society, okay, it's not that society is patriarchal and favors men, necessarily favors, okay. It's not that society exists to favor men. It's just, well, it's like the Broken One said. We got a lot of gender differences that affects everyone negatively, but in many key ways, men kind of come out ahead. Men don't have to worry about getting raped, harassed, and murdered.
Men make up 93% of workplace fatalities, and no one ever talks about it.
Well, plenty of people do talk about it, actually, but that's... You probably would think those, in a different video, you might think workplace regulations are Stalinist or something. I can't keep these arguments straight.
Well, yeah, but that's only because women are kept out of dangerous careers as a result of sexism. Unbelievable, unbelievable. I just pointed out one of the most horrific examples of sexism that exists against men, and you still find a way to make women the victims. We are the victims! It's called benevolent sexism. Benevolent sexism? You mean female privilege?
Okay, pro tip for everyone who wants to be a creator, don't ever use this meme to something you have said. If you just made a joke or a comeback, don't ever use this. This is like you're tooting your own horn, you're patting yourself on the back. I get that Freedom Tunes is like a cringe lord, but this is painful. Don't do this to yourself.
It's not privilege. It's just being given a nicer and easier way through life as a result of the way you were born. Yeah, okay, two can play that game. Give me an example of sexism against women. The wage gap? The wage gap only happens because men are
Oh god, here we go.
discouraged from taking care of their children and working less hours. The wage gap is actually just benevolent sexism towards men. Poor me.
Look at his eyes.
Benevolent sexism against men can't exist because we live under a patriarchy.
I don't think he understands what patriarchy means either.
How loudly do I have to say this before it becomes true? You know what? I don't need this. I have to go anyway. I'm late for a seminar I'm attending. What's the seminar about? Why gendered language is problematic. So stop mansplaining at me so I can go be a patriarchy fighting feminist.
I feel like this image is a good summation of this video. Just facepalm. Just pain. Nothing good, just pain. And that's it. That's all he's got. Wow. Some low effort.
I'm late for...
Okay, we've got him. That's it. There's no more.
Hey, you bunch of misogynists. If you'd like to use your...
You misogynist. Was there an argument at the end there?
Anyway, I'm late for a seminar. It's true. You're a patriarchy. How loudly do I have to say this before it becomes true?
Maybe it would be nice if he, like, you know, presented some actual arguments from people and not this. Also ridiculous. Ew, dyed hair, triggered SJ Dub. He's got a sign. Men, stop acting so entitled. Give me what I'm owed. Well, I mean, if you're owed fucking money from your job, then yes, you are owed that. As Jordan Peterson said, give me some bloody money or something you don't like will happen to you. Annoying as
Hey, you bunch of
shit.
misogynists. If you'd like to use your white male privilege to uphold capitalist patriarchy, please send a couple bucks to my Patreon
He's tapping the mic.
page. Animation is pretty expensive and time-consuming, and your donations help me get it done more quickly so that I can make more shitlord-esque videos dumping all over the
Well.
social justice warriors who are very clearly fixing our society.
So bad. Done recording. We're done. We're done. We're done. We're done. Do we have anything else to say? Is there anything else I can say? Anything else I should say? I think we pretty much covered it all. That's trash. That's trash. Free dumb pilled. Yup. Alright. So that's what, 3-4 videos maybe? Probably 3. Fill me in. What's it about? You don't need to know. It's horrible. Come back from Aaron and I see Freedom Tunes. You don't need to know. It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay. We're gonna edit all that. I'm finished editing that first preview video, and then we'll put all that up. And then you can catch the highlights, I guess. That's how it goes. We're gonna end the stream. We're gonna wind down now, I think. Yeah. Yeah, it's windy. I need to take a break. Oh, I should probably eat something today, aside from just donut holes. That's a good idea. I knew I forgot to do something. Alrighty. Anything else to add? I don't think so. If you're watching and you're not subscribed, do subscribe. I appreciate that. It would be nice to get to well, let's see, what are we at right now? Oops, we are at 2,268 subscribers. Can we get that to 2,500? That would be sweet. That would be pretty cool. Also, if you're not a member on the Discord, join the Discord. Yeah. If you have more content suggestions, if you want me to look at something and yell at someone else, you can share that on the Discord in the suggestions channel, or you can email me. That always works too. And we'll do that on the next stream. Sounds good? I think that sounds good. All right, everyone. Take care of yourself. Be well. I'm gonna go eat now. All right.